Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff. We just keep it a buck. And today we're going to be doing the over unders for the Western Conference for the upcoming NBA season. So we're just going to go through all the teams. I'm just going to say if we think they're going to go over or if they're going to go under. All right. So I got Stan in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? Everything's good, man. This favorite time of year.
All right. And I got Kurt in the building. What's going on, man?
You know what is up, fam? Making me feel bad with them colors today. I ain't got my colors on, man. What it do, man? I got the hood on, so you already know I'm putting the hood on.
All right. So let's go ahead and just get started. Let's just start with the Dallas Mavericks. They have the win total set at 41 and a half. Stan, over or under?
I'm going over with Dallas. They're a weird team just because the injury stuff with Kyrie. So I think what is their over is a 40 and a half, 41. They're gonna go over that. With Cooper Flag is going to be the most impactful American rookie that we've had since Anthony Davis. I think he's going to
Wow,
be that. I think he's going to be that impactful for them. You know,
wow.
and they got a big ass lineup, yo. Like they can go and bring Russell off the bench with Kyrie being out. I think Kyrie will probably be back probably after the All Star break, maybe. But they can throw out Flag at the point guard. They can throw out PJ Washington. They can throw out Davis. They can throw up and
Probably.
Gafford, Lively at the same time. They can have a really big. I think he did that in the preseason game earlier this year. They can throw up a big ass lineup, though, like a big ass lineup. And I like the team. I think they're gonna be a bitch to play once Kyrie comes back. They're gonna be a bitch to play, but right now I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be a good team. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think. But they'll probably be in the play-in because this Western Conference is a bitch. This Western Conference is going to be 45 wins might have you to play it.
Yes.
So I'm definitely taking the over. I think Dallas. I mean, last year they went with 43 and 39, I think, and that's with Davis Harley playing. That's with Kyrie getting hurt. So I like the team. I think they're going to be a bitch to play once they get their guys healthy. Kyrie comes back. I'm taking the over with them.
That's not bad. I'm a go. I'm a like you said. This is a weird team because of the Kyrie injury. I'm going by them saying because I've seen some footage of Kyrie running and working out. They say he'll be back. They moved up his timetable, but I'm gonna just go with the original after the All Star break. Kyrie returns. I'm gonna go under 41 with Kyrie being out after the All Star break. Bro, you keep talking about Anthony Davis like he's gonna play more than 40 games. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about Anthony Davis being with his injury prone, I'm just going by. I'm not saying he is going to get hurt. I'm just going by like the history of of Anthony Davis. He's going to play 40 games. Okay, you're going to have Kyrie hurt for half of a season, which means Cooper Flag is going to be your best player many nights in the Western Conference. I think the difference between the number one seed in the Western Conference and the ninth to eighth seed in the Western Conference will be like 5 games. That's how competitive. You remember how it was a couple years ago? You win 2 games, you in first place. You lose 2 games, you in seventh place. It's going to be that type of competition in the Western Conference. So I'm expecting them to win like 37, 38 games this year because I don't expect Anthony Davis to play more than 40, and I'm not expecting Kyrie to come back after until after the All-Star break. And then look at your team now. With the injured Kyrie, with the injured Anthony Davis, tell me that's a team that can win 25 games in the Western Conference. So I'm going under.
I'm so with Kurt on this one. I'm taking the under as well, for pretty much the reasons that you said. Obviously they're going to be without Kyrie Irving for most of this. I won't say most of the season, but I mean, you're looking at
At least half.
February before he comes back.
Yep.
And if history tells us anything about what's going to happen next, then we know Anthony Davis is going to miss a large majority of the season. And while they do have, to me, they have the best front court rotation in the NBA. If you don't have Anthony Davis and you don't have Kyrie Irving, I'm starting to question about where your scoring is coming from. I understand that you think that Cooper Flag is going to be an impactful rookie, the most impactful rookie since Anthony Davis. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
Most
one,
impactful
dog.
American rookie, he said. Most impactful American rookie. I don't know
Yeah, I
about
meant the
that.
most impactful American rookie.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think he'll be good, but I don't see him being able to take that scoring load if they're missing their two best scorers. Like, I don't see that. And I think that I've seen in the preseason where they've been playing him some minutes at the point guard, which I think is good. I think it's cool for his development. I don't necessarily think it's good for winning games early in the season because he's never done it. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the fact that, like I said, they have a great front court rotation. So if Anthony Davis goes down, they got guys to plug in. But the scoring, though, Anthony Davis is scoring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I don't know if people watched Klay Thompson play last year. I'm going to be very kind because he's one of my favorite players. But let's just say he had a very up and down season last year, and so I'm not. Now it's a year older than that. So
and he been hitting Megan Thee Stallion, so his back ain't no more good, bro.
Yeah, there's that as well. And I look at all that.
Clay's winning. Clay's winning in general. So,
hey, can I ask you a question though? You said Cooper Flag would be the biggest impactful American rookie, bro. I think he's from Canada.
No, he's American.
He's American. Oh, all right. I thought he was from Canada.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I look at all of that, and I look at the fact that they do own their first-round pick in this upcoming draft, and I'm just looking at it, and like, if we get to February and Kyrie is starting to feel pretty good, and they look at the record, and they're looking at it a certain way, and they look at the draft, and they say, Kyrie, just take some more time, bro. Let's get some more stretching on that knee. Let's do some yoga. Let's relax. Right. There's no need to jump in this early. Let's chill out. So I think it's a lot of factors here that leads me to believe this is going to be the under. So I am going to take the under on this one.
Hey, Reg,
that's probably
why I said trade Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, because you're going to be that anyway. But that's another story. But
yeah, that's probably why the line is so low, because they're looking at Dallas tanked a few years ago, and considering the fact they don't have their first round pick. They won't have control of their first round pick for like the next 5 fucking years because of the Luka trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I still think they're going to go over the line. I think they're just too talented.
All right, let's keep moving to the Denver Nuggets. The line is set to 53.5. Kurt, over or under?
Under. I know they got Joker. I know they got Joker.
Nuggets. I said the Denver
Nuggets.
Okay.
I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win about 48 games and be about 8th or 7th place in the West.
What?
Yes. Yo, listen, hear me out. Number one, they're not going to win 53 games, bro. They're going to be under that. The reason they're going to be under that is because the West has gotten better. You got to think. You got Houston getting KD. I'm going to tell y'all straight. The Spurs are going to be a top 4 team in the Western Conference, in my opinion, this year.
What the
right?
hell is going on here? Go ahead.
The Thunder, you got the Thunder. Listen. I'm about to name you 5 teams. I'm about to name you 5 teams that are going to be better than the Nuggets this year.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The Thunder, obviously. The Rockets, the Spurs. The Spurs are going to be a top 4 team in the West. I think the Lakers are going to be better than them. Okay. And I think the Timberwolves are going to be better than them.
This guy, man.
Okay. Yo, I don't see 53 wins in there. I feel like it's over. Aaron Gordon is older. Jamal Murray is not the Jamal Murray we've seen 3. Joker is going to be 28, 30-point triple-double every night, but it won't equivalent to 53 wins. I know they got rid of Michael Porter Jr. and they brought in Cam Johnson. They made some good moves, but what I'm saying is they're not going to be that competitive in the West. They're not going to be able to beat the top teams in the West. And I know that sounds crazy because when you think of Jamal Murray and you think about Joker and all of that, but Jamal Murray is not that, okay? I feel like Joker's going to have one of his best seasons on one of his lesser, like, individually, he's going to have a great season, but as a team success, I feel like it's going to be a down year for the Nuggets. It was damn near a down year for them last year, considering where they were 2-3 years ago. So I'm going to go 49-50 wins for the Nuggets.
Wow. The only thing that I agree with that you said there is when you said that what they're doing is not going to equal up to 53 wins. I agree with you on that because it's going to go over 53 wins. I'm taking the over.
Wow.
Bro, first of all, like the addition of Cam Johnson is going to make a big deal. That's exactly what they needed. They brought Bruce Brown back to the team. I mean,
They
you said
did bring back Bruce Brown.
yeah, they
They
brought
did.
Bruce Brown back. You said Aaron Gordon's getting another year older, man. Did you see him last year though? He looked great last year. I don't see what another year old is going to do anything. It's not like he old. Aaron Gordon is still in his prime. I
Aaron
mean,
Gordon is like 31 years old, 31 years old.
okay, well, he looked great last year. I don't think that's that. He's like he's 35, bro. Like he's gonna be fine. They now actually have a legitimate backup center because they added Valanciunas to the team. I mean, this is a great team. This is a great team. This is probably the best Nuggets team we've seen in a while.
No. Oh, you talk
How
about
is it,
when you saying
bro?
a
How is
while
it
since
not?
you talk about since their championship team?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah. How is it not?
okay? I'll let that go.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. But I feel like the West is too competitive now. You're looking at the West, you're looking at the Denver Nuggets roster. I'm looking at the Denver Nuggets roster compared to the rest of the West. I don't see them being a top 5 team in the West
They'll
this
be a
year.
top 5 team, bro. That's crazy. They're not gonna be a top 5 team. That's crazy. I mean, I would go as far as to say this: if knock on wood, we want everybody to be healthy, so knock on wood. But if Jamal Murray can't go this season, I still would say the same thing. This team is loaded,
Without
bro.
Jamal, they're going to win 53?
Yes. Bro, this team is loaded. They got shooting, they got defense, they got everything they need. And Jokic is going to be Jokic again. I ain't even missing Christian Brown. I ain't even mention him. Like they got a squad this year, yo. They do.
So you think let me ask you a question. You think they're more talented than Houston? Do you think they're more talented than the Spurs? Do you think they got more than OKC? Do you think they got more than the Timberwolves?
Yes.
Do you? What I'm saying is, if this roster that they have this year was happening last year, I would agree with that. But this year, everybody is getting better. And they did. Listen, I love Cam Johnson. He's a North Carolina guy, but essentially all you are getting is a shooter. He's not a defender. He's not a playmaker. You're just getting a shooter. And when teams start the reason they won a championship is when teams locked in on Joker, Jamal went crazy. Okay? I don't think Jamal is that player anymore, number one, after all the injuries. And number two, once they lock in on Joker, I mean, shout out to Aaron Gordon because he did have a good year. Maybe I was being a little disrespectful to him, but Aaron Gordon being your second best player every night, is not going to win you 53 games in the West. I don't give a fuck how many role players you just added. You can add Bruce Brown, you can add Robert Ory, you can add Steve Kerr, you can add all the golden role players. If Aaron Gordon is going to be your second best player every night, you're in trouble.
All right. Stan, what do you say?
They're going way over on it. They probably they're like a 9 deep team now. Whereas last year it just wasn't enough depth. They've got players now, and like you said, they got shooting around Joker. And it's about this is the best Nuggets team they've had since the championship team. Like, boy, look at their roster again. Jokic is going to be Jokic. You know he's going to play 65, 70 games. He's going to give you what he's going to
Triple
give you.
double.
MVP caliber numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at I'm looking at like the MVP odds, and I would probably if I bet on MVP, I'm probably going with Jokic. This team is going to be scary good, and I think they can win the title this year. You talk about the guys they got to come off the bench. Like I said, you ain't talk about Christian Braun is there. They got Tim Hardaway Jr. They got Bruce Brown back. Watson's there. Cam Johnson is an upgrade over Michael Porter. Not just in the fact that they was able to cut that salary when they traded Michael Porter. They cut his salary, brought in Cam Johnson, who does everything Michael Porter can do, except for maybe the rebounding part. That's the one part that I think they might miss with Porter gone is the rebounding that he gave him. But he can shoot the rock just as good as Porter does. Tim Hardaway Jr., 3-point shooter off the bench. I mean, Valanciunas, they can run stuff. They can run stuff with Valanciunas. Whereas last year, if Jokic had to go to the bench, it was shaky until he got back in there, especially in the postseason. Valanciunas, they can run shit for him. He was
he is a
really
good
good.
passer.
He was really
Very
good
underrated
with
passer.
Washington. Yeah, he's a really good big man, really good with Washington last year. They can run shit through him. They can say, Jonas, you can come in, play the 6-7 Jokic on bench minutes, and we'll be okay. They're going to be a fantastic team this year. Again, health is obviously going to be the key with every team in this league. That's without saying. But this team, 55 wins. I think they get to 55. Yes, the conference is going to be very competitive. The top half of the conference is going to be very competitive. But there's still going to be a lot of wins when you get to the bottom of that conference. When you talk about Portland, Utah, New Orleans, some other teams down there just aren't as, there's going to be some wins available. And they're going to be very competitive with the top half of the West. They're going to be very, like I said, this is a Nuggets team that went to Game 7 last year with OKC with the roster they had. They went to Game 7 with OKC. Yeah, they're going over.
Yeah.
They're going over. They can win the title. They can definitely win the title.
Hey, yo, listen. When them niggas win 49, 50 wins, yo, this going to be bigger than the Pacers. It's going to be bigger than what I said about the Pacers. When they win 49 to 50 games this year, I'm glad that this shit is being recorded. Because either I'm a genius, or I'm a dumbass nigga. We about to find out by the end of the year, though.
All right. Let's keep moving to the Golden State Warriors. Line is set at 48.5. I'll start on this one. I'm gonna go under. Not because I don't think this team is good enough to do it, but just because I just don't think they're gonna play enough games. This is obviously a very old team. Now, last year, man, when they added Jimmy Butler, man, that team took off. They took off when they added Jimmy Butler, man, and you got to wonder if Steph hadn't gotten hurt, what could have been with that team, because it was hot. They was in a good rhythm, and that team, who knows, right? But I just think that this season is going to be more about pacing yourself, getting ready for the postseason. But this is a good team. Obviously, they still got the big guys, Steph and Draymond and Jimmy Butler. Buddy Hield still there. I mean, yeah, I think this is going to be a good team. I think this team is going to be dangerous when it's playoff time. If this team can get to the playoffs mostly intact, that's going to be a problem. But for the regular season, I just think that there's going to be some pacing of themselves. So I probably see them 46 wins, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna take the under on this. But like I said, it has nothing to do with the team. I think if they wanted to, they could easily surpass that total, but I don't think they're gonna really want to. So I'm gonna take the under on that, and I'm gonna throw it to Stan. What do you say?
Slight under. I think they get to 48 wins, but you're asking for 49 wins from this group, and I just don't see that because of what you just said. I think that they are going to look to get to the postseason, and this is it's an old team. It's a bunch of old guys on the team, But them adding Al Horford is going to
Yes.
be an impactful move if they get to the postseason. Horford is, even at this stage of his career, still an impactful player in what he
Yes, he
does.
is.
He can still shoot it from the outside. He can
Yep.
stretch it. He can rebound. He can defend in the paint. He is impactful. Will be huge for them in the postseason. But like you said, the biggest thing is getting them there. Curry's 37 years old, still
Mm-hmm.
an effective player. I mean, I was watching him last night in the preseason, put up 20 something points in the preseason. He's still again one of the most impactful shooters in the game. Draymond is still Draymond. Butler is going to be probably their best player overall. Jimmy being there, they took off last year when he got there. The
Yep.
only problem with them is going to be the Kuminga thing and trying to find a trade partner for Kuminga and get him out of there. Because that was a really weird thing in the offseason with Kuminga and not being able to come to terms of a deal. And then they came to a term. That's going to be the biggest thing, is trying to find a trade for Kuminga and getting him off that team. But outside of Kuminga, this is a bunch of professional ball players, a bunch of professional dudes, a professional coach
Mm-hmm.
who's won plenty
Discipline.
before, disciplined team, a veteran team, again, professional guys. I like the team, but like I said, like Reggie said, and I agree with him, the key with them is going to be health. Because again, all those guys are old and guys have history of missing games. So I'm going to say slight under, but I wouldn't bet it because I'm thinking if they get through the season, if Curry and Butler and Green play like 70 games, they can win like 51 games because they're going to be really good. Really good. And I don't think they really care about seeding in the West. I just think they want to get in. They want to get in the
Yep.
top six, and they can get into the top six easy with that roster. But I will say slight under because 49 is a lot to ask for that school in the regular season.
Yeah. This is tricky because if they really wanted to push the pace, they could probably win 55 to 60 games if they wanted to. If they really wanted to go out and play hard every night. But like Reggie said, bro, Steph Curry ain't gonna be right till game 20. Right? Everybody know Jimmy Butler pussyfooted his way through the regular season and becomes Superman in the playoffs, right? Draymond look like Uncle Drew out there now. He ain't got no black. It's all gray. It is all gray, bro. He look like Uncle Drew out there. Buddy Hield had success in this system. This is a system for shooters. So Buddy Hield is going to see his success. Like you said, Al Horford, that's quiet as kept. Al Horford going to Golden State might be a top 10 pickup in NBA free agency because of what he provides. He's Kevon Looney that can shoot a three. You understand? Underrated passer, amazing defender, one of the greatest rebounders, and he's a veteran who knows how to play the right way. When you know how to play the right way, if you know how to play basketball the right way, Golden State is the way to go. If you all about ball movement, finding the best man, help defense, we got. Golden State is the place to go. And Al Horford has literally been that his whole career. So I want to say, honestly, I don't want to say over or under. I want to say they got it exactly right with 49 wins. Is that possible? Do I have to over or under?
Yeah, you do.
Can I
Because
just
again, the
say that
numbers.
49
Yeah,
wins is
the
where I
number.
think they're going to be?
Well, the number
Well,
is the number's 48 and a half. So if you think they're gonna win 49, then that's an over.
that's the over, bro. If you think they're gonna get to 49, that's the over because the number is 48 and a half. So you can't even go over or under. So I think that they
Wow.
talent wise, they can get to 49, 50 wins, but I just don't see the health thing. So like that's a lot to ask for from this group to me. Like I said, I didn't bet it. I did my bets for over unders, and I didn't put Golden State in it because I just didn't like.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Because 49 is I think 49, but 48 and a half is right there. So I guess uh, I'm gonna go, you know what? I wanna say Vegas got it right. That's what I want to
It
say.
moved. The line moved the last 2 days. I can tell you that because the line was like I think the line was at 47 and a half at one point. It moved.
I
But
really
LeBron
think I
still.
really I really think 47 through 40 through 50, that 47, 48, 49, 50 range, I think that's where they're going to be. So you know what? I'm gonna say they're gonna win 48 games this year. I'm gonna say they're gonna win 48
That's under though.
games. Then I'm a slight, like Stan said, a slight under. I'm gonna go with a slight under. Because I really feel 47 through 50 is where they're going to be. I think 50, like you said, they got veterans. Steph, chill out tonight. Let Podzimski play. You know, it's gonna be a lot of that. You understand? We'll save you for the big game tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of that with Golden State. So yeah, a slight, a slight under 48 games.
One more thing, but Golden State, watch out for them in terms of trades. They could be a potential landing spot for Laurie Marketing. I would just throw that out there for them.
Bro, they get Laurie Marketing, bro. That shit goes up to at least 10 wins.
That's a possibility. That's what's
Yeah, I
thrown
wonder
out there.
who they had to give up though to get him.
Think Kaminga and picks.
Yeah, if I'm Utah, I'm gonna keep looking around. But
Dude, Utah wants to win. Utah wants to win 12 games this year,
Yeah,
so
but you
yeah,
it
gotta
wouldn't be.
understand, Kaminga averaged 18 last year playing a reduce
that's true.
role that he was unhappy with. So you could possibly get 20 to 25 out of him.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving, fellas. Houston Rockets, they have the line at 52 and a half. Stan, what do you got over under?
Under. I just don't. The thing with Houston is going to be. The thing with Houston is the injury to Van Fleet is going to be really, really tough for them to overcome, because that point guard position is really important to them, and Van Vliet would have been huge for them, and losing him for the season. And again, with this, again, we talk about the conference, and I'm looking at you have to look at their roster, and the only way that the case for the over would be Amir Thompson taking a leap, going from where he is to all-star level. And that's not impossible. I like Amir Thompson. I think he could be potentially this generation's Scottie Pippen.
I
That's
think
how
he could be
talented
I
he
think he
is.
could be Scotty. I think he could be Scotty 2.0 though.
That's what I'm saying. He can be this generation's Scottie Pippen with his talent level, his athleticism. He just has to take that leap and develop the shot, the mid-range shot. But he can get there. Durant, I think we're in the last dance with Kevin Durant at this point, and him being that level player. You have to wonder how many years we get out of Durant as far as the high level Kevin Durant. He's been at this level for almost over a decade now.
Over a decade.
The 25, 5 and 5, 50% shooting, that 40 from three, 90 from the line. That's Durant's basically his life, his career numbers. Can he continue to provide that? And you already know he's going to have that 15 to 20 game injury that he's going to miss. So you factor that in, Durant's going to miss time. But other than this, look is a really good team. I think he can still get to 50 wins. But again, you're talking about 52 and a half. That's 53 wins. I have to go slight under. I think they do get to 50, 51, but 53 is a little bit with the loss of Van Vliet and the inexperience of the rest of their roster. And again, it's a really good team. Don't get me wrong. It's a really good team that can win the title. And they're also another
Yep.
team could be potential trade stuff, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the Bucks, tomorrow. But with Giannis, that's going to be a story all season, and what might happen with Giannis. But the Rockets could be in that play, could even play with that. So that's also something you have to watch out when you look at their number. But I think it's a slight under, just slight under.
So one thing you said, Stan, is you said that if you're taking the over, then you're banking on the Amen Thompson taking that leap, right? That's why you said that.
Yeah,
That's the reason why you would take the over. Well, I'm taking the
that's
over.
the argument.
Well, I'm taking
I'm
the
taking
over.
the over.
I'm taking the
I'm
over.
taking the over. Hey,
Listen,
Brad,
man,
that was you.
I'm taking the over, bro. Look, man. Yes, losing Van Vliet is definitely a big loss. There's no doubt about that. It's a huge loss for the team. But it does allow Amen Thompson to get more reps handling the ball. And you saw that he could do that last year. You saw he had some of that. So now he's going to be forced to do more of it. And another thing I think it does is it forces them to play Reed Shepherd. I love Reed Shepherd at
Yes.
Kentucky. So this year it's going to be paying to get off the ladder. Either you playing or you getting moved. And so
Yep.
to me, again, the Van Vliet loss is big. I'm not trying to like shortcut. It's a big loss. But I think that Houston is doing the right thing here by not overreacting. Because some people are saying, they could have drove and picked up Russell Westbrook off of the road or whatever. And he's like, no, let's chill. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see what happens with Amen Thompson handling the ball more. Let's see what happens if we can give Reed Shepherd some minutes. Let's see what happens here. They still got two guys that can handle the ball for them. If it don't work out, we can make a trade. We got the pieces to make a trade to go get a point guard. But do we need to go get a starting caliber point guard? Or do we just need to get a backup point guard? Let's wait and see and what it looks like. I personally think it's going to be fine. I'm taking the over. And I love the fact, one more thing before I go to you, Kurt. I love the fact that they were able to make the trade for KD without giving up Jabari Smith. I love they were able to make that happen. So, over. I got the over. What do you say, Kurt?
I'm going over. I think this is the most stacked team in the NBA. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think they're the most stacked team. Did they hold on to Cam Whitmore?
No, he's
No,
gone.
Whitmore's in Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Did he hold on to Ty Eason?
Yeah, he's still there.
Bro, I'm gonna say this. As a guy who's watched this guy. Alperen Sengun is the best overall center in terms of both sides of the ball. Okay? Offensively, can't nobody fuck with Joker. You gotta say Akeem Olajuwon, okay? Offensively, but when you talk about what I can do offensively, I can post, I can shoot, I can handle, I can work, I can dish the rock, okay? And then on the defensive sides of the ball, I'm the first to jump, right? I rebound, and I'm a good passer. I think Sengun will become that elite center that we know him to be. That we know he could be, I should say. Okay? You still got Jabari Smith Jr., who we don't even know what this motherfucker gonna be. He could either be Amari Stoudemire or a Lamar Odom type nigga, or a mixture of both. Okay? And then, right, honestly, this gonna sound crazy. This is really gonna sound crazy. But I think Fred VanVleet getting injured was the best thing that could happen to this roster rocket. Let's think about Fred. Hear me out. Liability defensively, he's not a playmaker, and he's a shooter. He chunks up shots. That's not the type of point guard that this Houston team needs. This Houston team needs a unselfish individual at the point guard who is willing to get others baskets. Fred VanVleet is not known as a playmaker. Now, he could put up baskets, but he's a liability defensively. When you put Amen Thomas at the point, when you put Reed Shepherd at the point, you're putting a person there who is willing to pass before shoot. And that is what this team needs. So I kind of feel like Fred VanVleet is like a blessing in disguise. obviously, I'll be stupid as shit to say that losing a player like that doesn't affect you. Okay, I'm not saying it won't affect them, but what I'm saying is it could be a blessing in disguise because they can find their true playmaker now. And even if you start Fred VanVleet, the team knows that Reed Shepard is the playmaker. Twin Thompson is the playmaker. With Shagun evolving and steadily getting better every year, I think this is the year he take those steps to being known as an elite center. And then you put Jabari Smith Jr. beside that. And then, you got to understand, if that trade would have happened, let's take Jalen Green off of Houston. Let's send Jalen Green to Phoenix and put KD on the Rockets team. Let's do that for the playoffs of last year. They the fuck around and won a championship, Stan. That's all they needed was when the game break down, a nigga that could go get his basket. Now, the nigga that can go get a basket for them now is one of the greatest basket getters in the history of the NBA. Bro, I see 57 to 60 wins for this team, bro. Ime Udoka is like the most underrated coach. I know he did what he did in Boston, and people don't like to talk about it. But Ime Udoka, you understand, he came from Pop, right? He built that Celtic franchise. He built that shit that we enjoy now. And now he's doing it again in Houston. I see 57 to 60 for this team.
Yeah. And my thing is like when they go to that lineup with Shagun, Durant, and Jabari Smith at the 3, when they go to that lineup, bro, I got size on you. I'm gonna
And then
shoot
you
the
gonna
lights
put Twin
out.
Thompson at the point at 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah. I got size. You're not gonna push me around defensively with that team either. So
nope. And and I think Kevin Durant could be that player till 50.
Pretty a basket getter, yeah.
Yeah, he could be a basket getter till 50, bro.
Yeah.
He could play for a while. If he wanted to, and he could play for a while. He could probably play up to LeBron's LeBron's gonna try about 40, 41. He could be that because
42,
all he can do.
43, yeah.
Yeah, with his height and his shooting ability, yeah. Defensively, that could be a problem, but like his height and defensive height and his shooting ability, yeah, he can play for a while, and he'll still be effective for them. Definitely will be effective.
The only thing that stopped Houston from winning 57 and 60 games plus is injury. That's it.
Yeah, we can say that. Like I said, we can say that about every team in the league. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Injuries is gonna be a big part of this whole season for everybody.
All right, so me and Kurt are over, and Stan is under on that one. And we're on the Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers, 49.5. Stan, what do you say?
Over. That team is fucking. That team is. You want to talk about loaded? They can bring Brooke Lopez, John Collins, Bradley Beal, and Bogdanovich off the bench.
Off the bench.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
This team is loaded. They can win the title this year. The only issue with the Clippers is the elephant in the room with the Kawhi Leonard thing. What if the league voids his contract? I'm just saying that's a possibility. It is a possibility. He can void his contract. He become a free agent. Can you imagine what might happen? Can you imagine what would happen if Kawhi Leonard became a free agent in like the middle of November? If the league says that you guys violated the collective bargaining agreement, we can void his contract. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that's kind of lingering over the franchise right now because it hasn't been resolved. I don't know what Adam Silver's waiting on, but this situation has not been resolved. So that could be an issue for them. Then again, it might not be. But as far as the roster goes, in the end, they might just end up losing a few picks. But it's something to think about. But outside of that, it's a loaded roster. You think about the guys they lost and then the guys they replaced them with. Kawhi is still a 25-point guy every night. When he's healthy, of course. Harden, still Harden. James Harden's just James Harden, Lamar Jackson in the NBA. We'll put up really good. We'll put up great numbers in the regular season, but when it comes to postseason, shit the bed. I hate to say that, but I mean that's just the reality of the situation. I know we are Ravens fans, but that is what it is. But Lopez, and again, Lopez is at a different point of his career right now, but off the bench, can still be
Off the
effective.
bench.
Just off the bench, just give me. Zubac is one of the better centers in the league, scoring and rebounding, one of the best in the league. Chris Paul, even again at this stage of his career, but again, for what they're going to need him to do, he can still do it.
Yeah.
Again, defensively, that's going to be a problem, but just off the bench, being a playmaker for the second unit, you can do that. Brad Beal at one point was a 25 point scorer in Washington. This guy can fill it up. I don't know what the fuck happened to him over the last couple of years in Phoenix. That Phoenix situation was an absolute disaster. We'll talk about Phoenix later, but that was a disaster. But Beal in this situation, again, coming off the bench, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, depending on injury. Again, can step in if a guy's out, can step in if Kawhi misses a game, can step in if Harden has to miss a game, and can score 20, 25 a night if he needed to. It's a loaded roster, bro.
And they still got Norman, don't they? Don't they still got Norman?
No, Powell's
in Miami.
Okay.
Powell's in Miami. And they still got guys. This team can go like shit 9, 10 deep if they needed to. In a playoff game, they can go probably like 9 or 10 deep if they needed to. I'm taking the over. I think again they won 50 games last year with the roster they had, and they upgraded the roster. And Ty Lue's still one of the best coaches in the league. So I think it would be the most hilarious outcome if the Clippers won the title, considering what's going on. And Adam Silver having to hand the championship to Steve Ballmer, who's an absolute fucking maniac, who's been the embattled owner, who's been allegations. It would be hilarious. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that would be hilarious. But the Clippers over, I'm taking over. 50 wins. Yeah, they got that.
All right, Kirk, what do you say? 49.5.
Yeah. I know they made improvements, right? But I feel like they have no chemistry. Like, the reason why Bradley Beal struggled in Phoenix is because he has to have the ball in his hand. If you take out Bradley Beal, if you got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and you put a guy like Klay Thompson in the middle of them, they are way more successful. Klay Thompson don't need the ball in his hand to score. I mean, we talk about a guy who scored 30, 60-something points, 30-something points on 11 dribbles. Like, Bradley Beal is a guy you got to slow the game down for to get his bucket. James Harden is a guy you slow the game down to get his bucket. Kawhi Leonard is a guy you slow the game down to get his bucket. My problem with the Clippers, although they are talented, look, talent-wise, we're not talking. What I feel like they got too many guys who need the ball in their hands. If the ball ain't in James Harden's hand, he is literally useless. What is he going to do when the ball? He's not going to play defense. He doesn't come off screens. He's not setting no screens for you. Like, if the ball ain't in his hands, he's useless. Bradley Beal. If the ball ain't in his hands, he's useless. Kawhi is a monster defender. But offensively, if he's not able to break it down, you got guys that's not used to coming off of screens and shooting. James Harden has never been a come off a screen and shoot guy. He's always been an ISO cleared out, let me do my thing. Bradley Beal, ISO cleared out, let me do my thing. I feel like they got a lot of guys who need to be successful the same way. You got to put the ball in my hand, give me space, and clear out. When you look at Steph Curry, when you look at Kyrie Irving, when you look at guys like Kevin Durant, they don't have to dominate the ball to give you 20. Yes, Bradley Beal was a 25-point scorer in Washington, but he needed to dominate the ball to do it. Yes, James Harden is going to give you buckets. but he has to dominate the ball to do it. Kawhi Leonard had one of the greatest playoff runs we've ever seen. Ever. That's the greatest playoff run I've seen by an individual player. Him and Dirk, they got the two. But look how many shots Kawhi Leonard was putting up in those games. When you got when you got 3, 4, 5 ball dominant guys, I don't like that type of situation. I feel like if it messes up the chemistry because we kick it to Reggie and Reggie got to dribble the ball 5 times and then Reggie don't get a shot, so he kick it to me and now I got to dribble the ball 5 or 6 times and then you kick it to Stan and now Stan got to dribble the ball 5 or 6 times. No, that shit don't really work. It didn't work in Phoenix with Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant was 3 of the most premier top tier scorers when they came together. But they all needed to get their shit off. They all got to work. That was the beauty of Kevin Durant at Golden State. They didn't need the ball in their hands to fuck you up. They didn't need to hold the ball 5 or 6 seconds every time they come down. They didn't need to. The Clippers got a lot of guys who are ball dominant. And now you're going to ask guys who are ball dominant to become the Spurs later in their career. I'm going under, man. I see 45 to 46 for the Clippers, man. They got too many guys who got to get it the same way. Now, I understand on paper, when you see the names and you see the talent, it's like, dang. But when you think about it basketball-wise, James Harden ain't shit without the ball in his hand. Brad Beal ain't shit without the ball in his hands. So you got too many guys that need to get it the same way in a competitive Western Conference.
That's where coaching comes into play, man. That's where coaching comes into play.
Coaching ain't do shit last year. Them niggas that nigga James Harden still held the ball 13 fucking seconds every time they came down.
But they were successful though, Kurt. They were successful.
But you know why they were successful? Because Norman Powell don't need the ball in his hand. Norman Powell don't need, that man was a role player his whole career. He's been scoring off the get his whole career. So you asking him to score more off the way that he scored, it's not going. But you replace Norman Powell, who don't need to be ball dominant to score 20, and you replace him with Bradley Beal, who has to be ball dominant to score 20. You see what I'm saying? They had more chemistry last year. They didn't. Bradley Beal is going to get it the same way Kawhi, and it's going to become a okay, let me try. If I don't try, I kick it to you, then you try. Okay, it didn't work for me and you, so we kick it to him and let him try. But ain't nobody going to actually facilitate each other. Norman Powell is a guy, it's a Klay Thompson. Listen, I don't need to be ball dominant to get my 20. Bradley Beal has to be ball dominant in order to get his 20. And that's what I'm saying. They have more talent this year, but they had better chemistry last year. So I'm going 45, 46.
You make some great points, man. You do. You make some really good points on this one, Kurt. You know, they remind me so much of like those old school Portland Trailblazers teams in like the early 2000s that has got all this talent on it. You know what I mean? It's got talent from top to bottom. Them old school Dallas Mavericks teams with Don Nelson as the coach. They just had just players from, you know, top to bottom on it. And on paper, it looks like, yeah, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be sick. But then, and usually it is good. It just isn't enough to win a championship.
Right.
So I'm going to follow the trend that those teams have set, and I am going to go over just because I think on a nightly basis in the regular season, they're just going to out-talent teams. I just have better basketball players than you have, and that's why we're going to win. So I think that's what's going to happen throughout the regular season. I don't see any reason why Bradley Beal can't play without the ball. I don't see any reason why he can't do that.
Man can be a catch and shoot guy, man.
Yeah.
He can do that.
I don't see why he can't be able to do that.
He can do that.
So yeah,
It's gonna look. I feel like it's gonna look like Phoenix. Phoenix
it
when
might.
Devin Booker couldn't score, so he
Yeah,
kicked it
you're right.
to Kevin Durant, and he did him, and then Kevin Durant couldn't score, so he kicked it to Bradley Beal, and then Bradley Beal did all that shit.
Yeah, but I believe in Tyronn Lue, and I believe Tyronn Lue's going to set a scheme to make this whole thing work. I believe in Tyronn Lue. I believe.
Yeah,
Y'all
Lou's
talking
one of the
like
best coaches.
Tyronn Lue, like he Larry Brown or Dean
No,
Smith or
I'm not
somebody,
saying that,
bro.
man, but he's a
This
damn
man
good
has
coach,
had a
bro.
bunch of talent his whole life
And
as
he
a
got a
coach,
bunch of talent now. And he got a bunch of
right? But he
talent
don't
now.
necessarily. I don't listen. He has to prove to me that he knows X's and O's. I'm sorry. When you got superior talent and superior talent plays superior, it's easy to win. You got
Okay,
to
so
prove to me that when I got superior talent and you got superior talent and it comes down to X's and O's, that you could do something greater than me. And he doesn't. He gets outcoached in the clutch all the time. Oh my goodness. Yo, he had LeBron in the East.
Yeah,
Like,
and they won the
bro, like,
title. And they won the
with
title.
LeBron in the East, Stan, I ain't gonna lie to you. With LeBron in the East, you could have fucked around and won a title in the East.
I don't know.
They
Some of them
beat the
years,
73-win Warriors, man. What are you talking about, man? They beat the 73-win Warriors in the finals when Ty
down
Lue is the
3-1. Yeah.
coach. Down 3-1. He's a hell of a coach, man. Come on now. Don't do that. Like,
He's a
he's a
good
good
coach.
coach, man.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but y'all talking about this man like he Greg Popovich or Larry Brown or somebody. He's not that.
Okay, but
And
them
it's gonna
coaches
take
had
that.
wait, hold on. Those coaches had great talent too. You can't really be a good coach if you don't have great talent. It comes down to the talent.
It always comes down to the
Yo,
talent, man.
Larry
Coaching
Brown,
is
hold
what
up.
puts it over the top.
Larry Brown went to the finals with an old ass Reggie Miller. Larry Brown is different. Okay, if you want to say Steve Kerr and all the other coaches, they had talent. Larry Brown has always done more with less. You gotta remember the
Yeah,
team, that AI team that went to the finals. Outside of AI, where it was at.
yeah, that's
Okay,
fair.
I give you that. Maybe Popovich did have talent,
Yeah.
but Larry Brown always made more with his talent. And
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. There's
I feel
definitely
like,
coaches that can get more with less for sure.
yeah, and I don't think Ty Lue has that in his bag.
But this
I
isn't
don't. When
less.
it comes
This
down to the
isn't less though,
clutch,
bro. This isn't less. This is a talented team. I don't see what you're trying to say. It's a talented team, bro.
I don't believe. I'm not saying they're not talented. I just don't believe in the talent playing together. And then I don't believe in Tyronn Lue's ability, because LeBron is a coach. He is a coach. Y'all know that. That man go to, you know how many times LeBron went to the coach, to the sideline and said, Lou, we ain't doing that shit. We doing this. Y'all know what I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is, I know that they talented, but I don't believe the talent can play together. And I don't believe Tyronn Lue is a good enough coach to influence the talent to play together.
Yeah, I mean,
45, 46 wins.
yeah, I disagree, bro. I mean, we'll see, but like to me, I just think this team is on. We're talking about the regular season now. We're talking about the regular season. I think this team is going to out talent you. I got better players than you got, so we're going to win this game. And they're going to do that in the regular season. Now, in the playoffs, though, I think this team is going to fall the same fate to them teams I talked about, them old school Blazers teams and them Dallas Mavericks teams. They're going to fall the
James
same
Harden in
fate.
game 7.
Yeah, same fate. But in the regular season, I'm going to take the over.
That's fair.
All right.
I'm taking the under with him. I don't believe him.
All right. Next, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. We had 46 and a half.
46?
46 and a half. Kirk, was something wrong with that number? What you think? You feeling that
Yeah,
number?
ain't no way they put
The
us
line,
at 46, bro.
the
No way,
line
bro.
moved. The line moved. The line was initially like 48, but then LeBron's injury
Oh,
affected a
okay.
lot of lines in the West. There was some movement there, but
Who you think, Kirk? What you think? Over under.
Depends on how long LeBron is out. LeBron healthy for the whole season. We're a 50-win team, maybe. LeBron not healthy, and we just depending on Luka to go out there. We might not even make the playoffs, depending on how long he out. I'm just being honest. My over or under depends on LeBron being healthy. If LeBron is healthy for 65 games, then I would take the over. But if he's going to miss 20 games with the 13th pick in the 2026 draft, somebody will be having our draft pick. We'll be a lottery team if LeBron. If LeBron missed more than 20 games, we'll be a lottery pick.
Looks like y'all have y'all pick this year. It looks like.
We'll be a lottery pick this year if LeBron missed 20 games. So my over or under, I feel like with LeBron, we can win about 50 games. But if LeBron's going to miss 20, we're not even going to make the playoffs. We're not even going to make the play-in. You know how competitive the West is this year? We're not even going to make the play-in without LeBron for 20 games. So this is what I would say. With LeBron, over. Without LeBron, extreme under. Extreme under without LeBron. So how many do we have a timetable for LeBron? Does it say how many games? If you could look that up, Reg, because my whole
Mid-November.
over under what would you say, Stan?
The word I heard was mid-November.
Oh, we under.
Mid-November
We under.
before he comes back.
Yeah, we under. Season starts early October, late
Season
September.
starts next Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
You see what I'm
He's gonna.
saying? Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be out, and it's gonna be a thing all season. I think that injury, that satanic, that shit don't just go away. It's gonna be
right,
a problem all year for him.
right. I think he should just go ahead if he's going to play. I think he should just go ahead and just sit out to the All-Star break, just to make sure that it's right. Like it's a sciatic notch. You understand? That's your hip and your back combined. You understand? That's something totally different. So I'm gonna go under, man, because I don't know how healthy LeBron's gonna be.
All right, stay.
Look, this is gonna be a weird year for them in general because it's a transition year. I just think this is a transition year. And if you listen to Bill Simmons' Over Under podcast, what he said about the Lakers is kind of what I'm echoing. But I'm gonna go slight over because I believe in Luka Doncic.
What he
And Luka
say? What
Don,
he say, Stan? What did he say?
he basically said what I'm gonna say. Basically, it's a transition year for them because LeBron's in a contract year. He's not coming back to the Lakers next year. I don't think so. Not under a max salary slot. The ownership situation with the team is really weird right now. And that's a whole other story we're not going to get into what's going on there with the kids and the Bush family and all that shit. That's not settled really right yet. I
Shout
think
out
this
to Jimmy.
team, yeah, I think this franchise is looking at next season. I think they told Luca, look, go out there, score 35 a night. We don't give a fuck. Go put up the numbers. Go do your thing. Shoot
Go
it up.
attack the talent.
Shoot it 35 times a night. We don't give a shit. All we care about is getting to next summer. LeBron will be gone, and we're gonna have a max salary slot available. And we'll see what's going on with Giannis. We'll see what's going on, whatever
Whew.
disgruntled superstar that's out there, because there will be a few, because there always is. I think the Lakers don't care. Because if you look at the moves they made, they didn't marginally improve the roster.
Nope.
Look at what they did look what they did and who they brought in. Marcus Smart.
That's a
Marcus
good
Smart
defender.
he was a good defender.
Hey,
Was that motherfucker can't guard none of the guards in the West, man? Please.
Stan.
Please. He was a good defender, but I don't think he can guard the SGAs and the Jamal Murrays and those guys in the West. No.
No.
Vanderbilt's the only guy on the roster that can defend pretty much every position. And he's going to have to defend like every position. And he's already hurt. Got hurt in the other preseason game the other night. My three best players can't defend the South Side. I mean, LeBron is LeBron. LeBron can do flashes of 2012 Miami Heat LeBron defensively, but that's all he got is flashes. Luka is the best offensive player in the NBA, but defensively, we all know what that. And Austin Reeves,
We all know.
playmaking has become a playmaker, another playmaker for them. Can't defend. Tries
Can't
really hard, but he
defend.
can't. He tries really hard, but he can't defend. This whole roster is a bunch of guys that can't defend shit. Like they brought in Lavavia for what they paid for. They could have gotten somebody better. Marcus Smart is Marcus Smart. At this point, he might make a three every once in a while, but he can't defend like he used to defend. He's just not that level anymore. It's not a great roster. This is not a championship roster. Period. It's a good
Not even
team.
close.
It's a good team, mind you. And Luka Doncic is one of the 5 best players in the league. So if you got one of the 5 best players in the league, it's hard to just say under. So I want to say slight over because of Luka Doncic. I think Luka's going to have a monster season. I think he's talking like 35, 8, 9, and 9. I think he's going to have this year. And I think the team has told him that. Just go out there and go nuts. This is your team now. This is a transition year for the Lakers, I think. And that's going to be a word I'm going to say a lot. Reg, when we talk a lot this year about the Lakers. Transition year. That's how I'm looking at it. This is just, you know what? Luka, go out there and do your thing, man. This is your team now. The old man's going to be gone soon enough. Look, I love LeBron James, but the time at this point, we have come to an end. The LeBron James experiment has been what it's been. I can't say bad or good because we won a title. Yes, it was in the bubble, but it was still a championship. It still counts as a world championship. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's a championship. But
I
that's
thought
all
we
we
was gonna
got.
let him go. I thought we was gonna let him go and try to bring in other talent.
There was no
I
letting
know.
LeBron. There was no letting LeBron go. He had a player option. So, and all the shit that he did in the offseason with monitoring the team, the typical passive aggressive LeBron bullshit that a lot of people don't like, including myself. Look, it is what it is. He is one of the greatest players of all time. Wherever you got him is where you got him, but he's one of the greatest of all time. But the time for the Lakers LeBron team partnership is coming to an end. And whether
Yes,
LeBron
agreed.
retires or not is whatever it happens. But this team is Luka's team now. We got Luka Doncic thrown on our lap last February. Luka was just thrown on our lap. A generational talent just on our team now. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
we're
You're
gonna
right
be
though.
we're gonna
You're absolutely right.
we're gonna be good going forward. We will be back in the title contention soon enough. But this year, I'll take the slight over. But we know what this year is. This is a transition year for the Lakers. This is all about Luka and building the team around Luka. But they're gonna still win some games because Luka's gonna go nuts some nights. Luka's gonna put up triple doubles most nights. He's gonna have a couple of nights where you're gonna look up and say, "Oh shit, Luka got 40 points in the second half, in the first half." You're gonna have a game like that. He's gonna like, "Oh shit, Luka got 30 points in the first quarter." That's what you got with him. Generational offensive talent. But the rest of this roster is what it is. And I didn't even mention DeAndre Ayton because
Oh
anytime you
my
got a
goodness.
guy who 2 teams basically said we don't want him, here's $25 million to go away. That tells you what you got to say about DeAndre Ayton. It's gonna be an interesting year for them, but transition year is the way I want to approach it. We're transitioning into the Luka era, so it's gonna be weird. And then LeBron is gonna be back eventually, so it's just gonna be a weird year. But I'll take a slight over because I believe in Luka Doncic. I think he can get this team to 47 wins, and that's all I gotta do to win. Go.
Yep, I agree. I'm taking a slight over as well, just because I think Luka's going to do Luka this year. Like we seen what Luka can do when he's the primary option. We know what it is. He can take a team that's not as talented and drag it along. And I think he'll drag this team so well in the beginning of the season. Excuse me, that I actually think that LeBron might take your advice. Because I think early in the season, during that time where he's out, I think Luka's gonna be doing Luka, and LeBron like, all right, you know what? Let's let him keep cooking, and I think he's gonna keep that team very good before he actually comes back. So I'm taking the over on here. I'm a little higher on this team than I think y'all are actually. I hear what y'all saying about DeAndre Ayton, but I feel like the role he's going to be placed in on this team, I think he'll be fine. I mean, I'm not expecting him to be a game changer, but I think he'll be
Yo, that
fine.
man,
And,
that nigga is the dumbest big man in the league, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, he's going to be playing with JJ Redick, who has a very high basketball IQ. So we'll see what JJ Redick can get out of him. So, we'll see.
Okay.
That's to be determined. I expect a bounce back season from Austin Reeves. He had an up and down season last year. I don't know what was up with him last year. I mean, I'm still very high on him, but he was a little up and down last year. So I expect a bounce back season from him. And also the thing is, last year, this Lakers team went into the playoffs, and I felt like had they got a draw of anyone else except Minnesota, they would have won in the first round and possibly been a factor in the playoffs. They got the worst possible matchup in the playoffs last year because they had no size and they went against the biggest team in the West. It was the worst possible situation for them to go into. So I mean, they addressed the size. They got DeAndre Ayton in there. I'm hopeful that Dalton Connect can actually get some run because when he got in there, he looked good. He looked like the steal of the draft. And then it just fell off the cliff, man. I don't know what the hell happened, man. So I'm hopeful that but I mean, you can say that about a lot of guys on here this team, though.
I'm just saying that's really what it is. He can't defend. So if his shot's not falling, he's fucking worthless. I'm not just I'm just saying that. Like if he can't defend and his shot is not falling, he's worthless because he can't defend. So that's why his minutes were up and down, and he would play sometimes and not. But I would like to see him get consistently 15, 20 minutes this year as off the bench scorer. He can be that. He can definitely be that.
Yeah. So hopefully Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent can give you more than they gave last year. I mean, I don't hate this team. I mean, do I think they're a championship contender? I do not, but I don't hate this team. To me, this is a perfect Luka drag 'em team. I think he's gonna get some of these guys involved. Like Hachimura gonna be getting assisted. He never like, oh my goodness, I'm wide open. You know what I mean? These guys they're gonna feed off of it, man. So yeah, I'm taking this. I'm not going way over, but I am taking the over. 46.5. I think they can go over that. So I'm gonna take the over. And in the Western Conference, I mean, 47 wins will probably still have you like maybe the 7th seed, maybe 7 8.
I think the Lakers are going to be right there to play in. I think they can get to the top 6. I think the Lakers can make the top 6 this year.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I think both of y'all smoking fentanyl.
Why is that?
Do you know how competitive the West is going to be this year? At full strength, we might not be a number 6 team in the West.
Dude, we got Luka Doncic on
like
the team.
We got Luka. We had Luka Doncic last year and LeBron, and it didn't mean nothing. And all of these teams got better.
Last year.
That didn't mean nothing.
Right. Listen. We was number 6 last year, right? With LeBron.
There's 3 last year. We were number 3 last year.
Okay, we was number 3.
We got the 3rd seed last year. We got the 3rd seed.
Now
we got matched up with Minnesota.
The worst possible matchup.
Watch this.
Worst matchup we could have had.
Watch this. So that means we lost to a 6 seed last year. Right?
Lost to a 6 seed in theory.
Watch this.
The Wolves won 49 games. Y'all won 50.
Watch this. Watch this, though. That's what I'm saying about the West.
Right.
You see, the difference between the 3rd seed and the 6th seed was 1 fucking game. That's what I'm saying about the West being competitive like that.
I agree. We agree with that, Kurt.
This is what I'm saying. We're not going to have LeBron.
LeBron's a 41-year-old old man, man.
Everybody got better. Yo, the Spurs are going to be a 50-win team this year.
No, they're not. Ain't no way.
That's crazy.
No way.
That's crazy.
No
all right. We'll wait for their over and under.
We'll get there.
I'm just saying, everybody in the West got better, and we got worse. With LeBron being hurt, we're starting the season off worse than we were last year Do you know how many teams in the West are starting the season off better than they were last year? It's a lot of them. And not only are we starting off worse, but we're starting off way worse when you take LeBron out of our lineup.
Yeah, but you're also starting the season with skinny Luka, though. You seen him in training camp?
Oh.
Whoa, it's
I
about
watched
to be
Luka. I watched the Lakers last. I watched the Lakers last night preseason game against Sacramento. Luka was scoring at will. I mean,
Okay, so right
scoring at will.
now,
This nigga dropped 30
so,
points in a preseason game, bro. Come on now.
so the
This
first
is
month
not.
and a
This is
half,
nah.
so the first month and a half of the season, our second best overall player is going to be Rui Hachimura.
It was me, Austin Reeves, bro.
Austin
Austin
Reeves.
Reeves
Yeah.
put.
Austin Reeves can
Austin,
score, but he can't defend. I'm saying complete. Hachimura plays defense. Hachimura rebounds, and Hachimura hits open shots when he's asked upon. He is our second best complete player on our team.
And you go back to them old Dallas teams. Who was his second best player? A lot of them teams. I mean, so what? You
Austin Reeves. Austin
talking about
Reeves was
Luka Legend,
20.
bro?
Bro, this
Austin
man
Reeves
had
was 20
Porzingis.
points,
This
5
man had
rebounds, and 5
Brunson on his
assists
team.
games.
Bro, he had Brunson coming off the bench with Porzingis.
He wasn't the Brunson we know now, and
Yo,
Porzingis.
but he was still
Yeah.
putting up buckets though. He was
Okay.
still a bucket. He was
Yeah.
still a bucket, Reggie. Look at
They got
what,
buckets.
huh?
The Lakers got buckets. It's not. It's
Who?
about defense. The Lakers. The Lakers got
Who a
The Lakers gonna be
consistent
able to
bucket?
score next year,
They
bro.
gonna
Who a
The Lakers gonna be able to
consistent?
score easily.
I
Austin
said,
Reeves.
who's a consistent bucket?
Yeah.
Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves was 20 points a
No, he
game
not.
last year, man.
There ain't nothing consistent about him, Stan. Come on. I like him. I love him. I like his game. But I said consistent. Like
Austin
every night.
Reeves was 20 points a game last year, 46% shooting, 37 from 3, 85, 89 from the line. He was a consistent scorer last year.
You know, if you score 41 game and score 10 the next, you still averaging 20. If you score 30 this game and 10 points the next, you still averaging 20, Stan.
All right, we got to keep moving.
Every game. I need it from every game, bro. I need every game from Austin Reeves. So we've never got that.
Like I said, scoring won't be a problem for them. It won't be a problem for them.
Okay. Let's keep moving, fellas. Memphis Grizzlies, they have the line set at 39.5. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. I'll go first on this one. I'm absolutely taking the under. They're walking into the season with Ja Morant already hurt. Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, I'm a big fan of his, but this dude has a great combination of not being on the floor, whether it's via injury or via foul trouble. Foul trouble and injury, he always finds himself on the sideline. And so I expect that to continue. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is washed and rinsed. I mean, Brandon Clark, I heard that he, even this year, they're not sure if he's going to be ready to go to start of the season. So, I mean,
my goodness.
So, I mean, didn't Zach Edey get hurt as well? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Zach Edey's hurt. He's going to be out for a minute.
He's going to be out for a minute. So, this team is injured. So, I'm going to absolutely take the under. Not even a question about it. Under for me.
Under. I'm not even going to do no explaining. Under.
Stan.
It's going to be an under for me, man. Just, again, the injuries. It's not a bad roster when you look at it. But, again, like you just said, Ja's already hurt. Jackson has had off-season injuries. And, again, you know what he's all about. Edey's hurt. You know, Brandon Clark might not be ready. I like Scottie Pippen Jr. I like Ty Jerome off the bench.
Yeah. Yep.
They got some players, man. But, again, in this conference, asking them to win 40 games in this conference with the injuries problems, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to take a slight under. If that number was like 37.5, I probably would take the over. But 40.
Yo, if they was fully healthy, right? If they was fully healthy, I still might think they won under 40 games in the West right now. Fully healthy.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I'm taking the slight under.
I'm going under.
I'm taking the under.
I'm taking under. Hey Reggie, I think like 20. What they say, 37? I'm thinking like 23.
39.5.
I'm thinking like 23, 24 games.
I think it'll do
they're not
more.
They're not gonna be that bad.
They're gonna do more than
they're
that.
They're not gonna be that bad. Come on now. Yeah. If Ja plays like 50, 60 games, they're not gonna be that bad. But they're not. again in this conference,
Yeah,
asking them to win 40 games, and they were pretty good last year, and then they fell off the cliff in the last month of the season, couldn't beat nobody good, and they got wiped out in the first round by OKC. I just don't. They got the talent, man, but again, health.
Hey, Reggie, with the 7th pick in
yes,
2026
yep,
draft,
yep,
they're going to select somebody.
yep. All right. Minnesota Timberwolves 49.5. Stan, what do you say?
Over. And I don't understand why there's why this team is being disrespected, bro. Like this team is being seriously disrespected.
Speak on it. Speak on it, Stan. Please speak on it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look. I'm pulling up right now, real quick. Their title odds are plus 2,000 to win the title. Like they got better. The Lakers have better odds of winning the title than that. And again, we're Lakers fans, obviously. Well, me and Kurt, we're Lakers fans. This team is not better than Minnesota. Not even close. Yeah, I'm taking it over. This team is good. They are good. They are really good. And again, they got off to a slow start last year, which is why they were where they were. But once they got to the playoffs, we have no answers for Anthony Edwards. None. Zero. Zilch. Still one of the best players in the NBA. Still can go up several levels as a talent. And again, the team around. No, look, I understand they lost a few guys. They lost Alexander Walker to Atlanta. They still got guys that can fill those numbers. They got guys. This is what we're going to find out about Dillingham. Can he play in the NBA? Because he's going to play this
Yep.
shit. He's going to have to. Michael Shannon Shannon Jr. came on last year, and he was really good towards the down stretch. Shannon, he was really good. The Conley thing, you're just kind of looking at like, I mean, how long before this? Conley still is an effective player, but again, defensively, it was pretty painful watching him try to go up against trying to defend those guys in OKC. It was tough. But I like this. I still like this team. They still got a pretty deep team. It's gonna be a matter of whether the guys they have now they're gonna pick up the Alexander Walker minutes. If Conley can't go, who's gonna play in his spot? They still got Randall, still got Gobert, still got McDaniel, still got Nasri off the bench. It's still a good team. And I still think they're 50-plus wins capable, and they can win the title. Just got to get the right matchups in the playoffs. They can win the title. They played very good against the Thunder last year. Very competitive against the Thunder. So it's going to basically come down to Dillingham, what can he give them? And Edwards is going up another level. And I think he will. It's a good team. I'm taking it over. I think they get the 50 wins.
So I am gonna take the slight under, just because
Wow.
I don't see how the team did anything to get better. It's the exact same team, and I do feel like you said before, the West has gotten better, and I don't see how this team really made any changes that make them a better team than last year, outside of just the growth of the players. Which again, yes, I think Anthony Edwards is going to go up another level this year. Man, Randall was balling last year, man. He really found his stride. I was like, okay, now this is the guy that I thought we were going to get when he came out of Kentucky. This is it. This is what I thought.
Right.
This is what I always thought.
Right.
So I was impressed with him. But I just don't see what they did to improve the team. Like, where we are definitely hoping that Dillingham can come in and be that guy. But I'm not I like him, but I'm not sure. And I mean, and Stan brought it up with Mike Conley. At what point, bro? Like we didn't change the tires. We didn't change the oil. we didn't kept the transmission up to date, man. We keeping this car rolling, bro. We doing all the right things. But at what point do you turn that key and it just won't go? Like at what point, bro? And this is like it can happen any minute now. It just I don't know. Again, I still like the team, but I'm gonna take the slightest of the unders on this one, and I'm gonna go to Kurt.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna stand on this. And this. It's only two reasons I'm gonna take the over. Like you say, Reg, they ain't made no moves. It did no crazy shit to truly improve their roster. The reason why is two reasons why I think they're going to take the over. I think McDaniels will step into that J-Dub from OKC role. I think, bro, he's been this close. Like, bro, he is literally this close to being that guy that can give you 20 every night. He has to find. I think it's how they run the offense. They really need a coach. I think it's how they run their offense, right? Because some nights McDaniels is featured, and then other nights it's just like just give him the ball when he open, or if he cut to the basket. But then there's other nights where they give it to him and they let him work. When they let him work, he's successful. I think he takes that next step to become that Jaden, that like I say, that J Dub in OKC. And I also believe that Rob Dillingham will be a candidate for most improved player of the year. I think he will be a candidate. I think you're going to get, if Rob Dillingham plays 25 to 26 minutes a night, which is very possible, being that he plays the one or the two. If you sit Conley down, you bring in Rob Dillingham. If you sit down Anthony Edwards, you bring out Rob Dillingham, because he is a combo guard who can run an offense, but at the same time provide you scoring for a point guard. I think he averages about between 17 and 20 this year. Rob Dillingham. And I think McDaniels, I think he does. I think if he's a starter, you get a Fred VanVleet, maybe a Chauncey Billups type presence, a guy at the point guard who looks to score but will make the right play, right? If he comes off the bench this year, I believe he's Jamal Crawford or Lou Williams. So I think he's going to get his 17 this year. I think he's going to get between 17 and 20 consistently. And I think McDaniels takes the next step to officially, even if he's not an all-star, he rises to all-star caliber. And with that being said, I'm going to take the over. You still got the best defensive center in the league, right? Like you say, Julius Randle, bro, like, the last 4 years of Julius Randle's career has been very, very impressive. Okay? He went from New York, where he was the man, and they say, you know what, we're going to go with Jalen Brunson. We're going to send you to Minnesota. And he goes to Minnesota, where you look at like Anthony Edwards as the man, and the last 30 games of the season, bro, he just fell in line beside Anthony Edwards. And if you can have that same chemistry going into the season with an improved Rob Dillingham, with an improved McDaniels, with Rudy Gobert still being the best. Can y'all name a better defensive player? Maybe Wemby. Okay, Wemby's his now. But other than Wemby, can you name a better defensive player than in the post, in the paint, than Rudy Gobert?
No.
You can't. So with that being said, with Anthony Edwards being Anthony Edwards and him and Julius Randle getting like this on the court, and the improvement of McDaniels and the improvement of Rob Dillingham, I believe this is an above 50 win team.
Okay. I'm not mad at it, bro. Like if Dillingham turns into what you said, then then for sure. But I got to see it.
And McDaniels has been this close since he's been there.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving. New Orleans Pelicans, 31.5.
Under with the third pick in the 2026 draft.
Well, unfortunately, and this is going to be the problem with New Orleans, is they did make a trade in that draft, if you remember. So they traded the rights to so Atlanta has the right to swap picks with them, if I'm not mistaken. It's something like that.
It's one of the worst trades, and it's one of the worst draft day trades I've seen in recent memory.
Well, I'm not going to say that until I actually see it
though, yo. Unless Derek Queen could come out and prove to you that he's a double every night, that is the worst trade.
Yeah, he's already hurt. Yeah.
He's already hurt.
So yeah, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I think we all it all comes down to Zion. Is Zion going to be healthy and ready to go? Um, and I'm gonna hope that he is. We want to see Zion on the floor,
Of
but my
course,
thing,
of course.
but my thing is, let's say we got 55 games of Zion, which we're not gonna get, but let's just say we got 55 games of Zion. I still don't really like this team in the West. Honestly, I still don't really like them. We got Jordan Poole and who's got DeJounte Murray
Shout
and
out to my man Murphy though. Troy
yeah,
Murphy.
Trey
Trey
Murphy's a
Murphy.
good player.
Trey Murphy's a for real player.
Yeah,
He's a for real
good
player.
player. Herb Jones. I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They went and signed Kevin Looney. Like, yeah, solid
No, my goodness.
big man. Sadiq Bey, I still like.
No, my goodness. You like Sadiq Bey after what he did in Detroit?
Yeah, it's a decent player. Jordan Hawkins. I love Jordan Hawkins, man. He was somebody I really liked coming out of college, man. I wish the Magic got a chance to draft guys like that, but unfortunately, Anthony Black was higher on their list. But anyway, I like some players here. It's an NBA basketball team. I'll say that. There are guys that play basketball. They can shoot it into the basket and try to stop you from putting it into the basket. They do have that. But I mean, in the Western Conference, bro, like even if Zion gave me 55, which he ain't, by the way, even if he gave us 55, I still don't really like this team. So I'm going to take the under on this one. What do you say, Stan?
I'm taking the over, man. It's too talented of a team, man. This is too talented of a team. You talking about 30, 31 and a half?
Mm-hmm.
You think this team can't win 32 games?
No.
They can't go 32 and 50 with this roster?
No.
It's a weird fucking roster. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lot. This is a weird fucking team. Like, this team doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But 31 and a half for this team, with the talent they have, like I said, they have a bunch of guys. They got talent on this team. Like, again, it's not top 10 talent in the West, but it's a talented team. Now, Murray's not going to be ready to play. Probably, he may not play again. He may not play this season, but he won't be ready to play.
Stan, come on, this is under, bro. You know it.
Come on, Stan. This is not a talented team. You could get 30 and 10 from Zion for 82 games, and they still gonna only win 27.
I just think that when you talk about this under 31 and a half is the number. You mean that tell me this team can't go 32 and 50?
No.
That's still a terrible team, mind you. That's still a bad team. But 32 and 50 for this team with this roster, come on, now they can't do that.
No.
Trey Murphy's a great player. Again, Herb Jones is pretty good. Jordan Poole has his moments. I mean, it's not a terrible roster. It's just a roster that doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the court. Yeah. And again, the trade they look. I guess I'm fine with being on the island with this one, but I'm not saying they're gonna go 30. I'm not saying they're gonna go 42 and 40 and make the play in. I think they can go 32 and 50.
You locking
That's still a shitty team. I'm locking it. I'm taking.
You locking it?
Yeah. I'm taking the over.
27 wins is the most they can do, Stan. With a healthy Zion. With a healthy Zion.
I'm not getting.
Zion can play 82 games, Stan.
Skinny, and that's not gonna happen. I gotta see it with Zion. But I think that with the roster they have, they can cobble 32 wins together. That's not a lot of wins, bro. They can cobble 32 wins together.
Hey, yo, Stan, tell me somebody.
I'm taking over.
Hey, Stan. Besides Zion, tell me somebody that can give you 16 points a game without fucking your team up. Name them.
Like I said, Murphy and Poole can score. Not great.
Okay, I give you Murphy. I give you Trey Murphy.
Score.
No, Jordan Poole gonna fuck your team up. He gonna fuck your team up to get his buckets, bro. You know he is, bro. I'll give you Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy can give you 15 to 20, anywhere between 15 to 20 efficiently. I give you Trey Murphy. But Jordan Poole gonna have to fuck it up, bro. He gotta fuck it up to score.
Well, keep in mind they can trade Jordan Poole at some point in the season if he actually comes out balls. They can trade him to somebody that wants to score. I'm just saying that for what they have going on, they can cobble 32 wins together. It's
No, they
not a
can't.
big number. If their number was 36, 37 and a half, no, I would not take that. I would not put money on it. And quite frankly, I haven't put money on the Pelicans either. But I
Hey,
would honestly, I would put money on the Pelicans to go over. If I did one more over under parlay, I would put the Pelicans in as a go over.
Stan, their magic number is 27, bro. I'm sorry.
It's thirty
Yep.
one and a half, bro. That's not a big number.
Under.
32 wins? Okay.
Under.
Under.
Okay.
With the
Yeah.
third pick
Was that
in the
pick should have gone to Atlanta.
2026 draft,
That pick goes to Atlanta, so
Yeah.
that's pointless because that pick goes to
the
Atlanta.
Atlanta Hawks will select.
Stupid. One of the worst draft day trades I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you could get a double-double out of Derek Queen for the next 10 years, then it's a good trade, y'all.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
a
I'm gonna
good
wait
trade.
to see. I'm gonna wait to see what it looks like.
Wait and see, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see. I mean, I like Derek Queen, but I was never
I
like.
love Derek Queen too. I like him. I do.
Not
All
to
right.
trade up to get him. So.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
All right. OKC Thunder 63 and a half. Honestly, man, this is another one of them ones where I don't really want to. I ain't got a lot to say. I'm taking the over. This is the best team in the NBA. And it's the same team as last year. Only they just came back a year better. That's what they did. Another year of experience and that championship pedigree. The only thing that this team was missing was, remember back in the 80s when Pat Riley was on the championship stage and he said, and next year we're gonna do it again. Remember that? That's the only thing they was missing. That's exactly what's about to happen. Over, and y'all Stan, start with you.
Over. Not gonna. This team can win. This team can win 70 games if they want to.
Yep.
If they really want to. If you look at that now, when I bet I did bet the Thunder over, but when I bet it, it was 62 and a half. Not that
You
it
got that one.
matters. 62, 63. Who the fuck cares? They won 68 games last year. You mean to tell me that they can't do at least for them to hit the over this year? They would have to lose. They would have to win 5 less games.
Yep.
They won 68 last year. The over is 63 and a half, 64. Please, they're gonna clear that easy. They're gonna get to 65, 66 wins this year. And like I said, if they wanted to, they can win 70. It's the best roster in the NBA. They've got the best overall guard in the NBA. They've got just a loaded roster with young guys and trade pieces if they wanted to get frisky.
Yep.
They could trade for. I'm not going to.
They could
Realistically,
trade for Giannis. Go ahead and say it.
They could. If they wanted to, but at the end of the day, why would they do that? They won 68 games with this roster. But if something happened and they got off to a weird start, they could be frisky in the trade market if they wanted to be. But this roster is complete, top to bottom. It's deep. It's young. It's hungry. These guys are not gonna come out goofy. They're not gonna come out like, hey, we won the championship, or whatever. No, they want another one.
They want another one.
These are all competitive, young, hungry players. They want another one. They're going to go over. They can win. And I really think about putting money on them going to 70 wins. I'm really thinking about it because I think they can do it. I think they can win 70.
And don't forget, last year, Chet Holmgren missed a lot of time.
Yeah,
they still ran up on
And what's the other dude? It's another dude that come out the bench it's another dude that come out the bench with the dreads. I can't remember his name. Cason Wallace. He missed some games last year too. And he's like their go-to guy off the bench for real. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This team is just loaded with athletes.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I'm gonna take it a step further. I might be tripping. I might say I'm tripping. But with the roster that they have, first of all, ain't none of them niggas in their prime. Like, technically speaking, Shea Gills is approaching his prime. You understand? None of them dudes are in their prime. That's the crazy thing. Like, these guys are approaching their prime. I believe if they wanted to, if they really put their minds to it and they really dedicated themselves, they could break Golden State record.
If they wanted to.
If they really wanted to, they could break Golden State record. But the reason why I'm gonna stay at 65, right, is 65 wins. Is that they're over? What's
63.
that?
63.
63. It's over. But the reason that they're not going to win 70 is because of their coach. Their coach is smart. Their coach is going to treat them like Pop. Their coach is going to treat them like Kerr. Their coach is going to say, we've already proven we can win anywhere. So when it gets to the late games, like the last 10 games, this is why they won't win 70. Because when it gets to the last 10 games, the coach is going to say, listen, y'all young and I understand y'all can play, but I'm focused on the championship. So Shea, instead of playing 36 minutes, 32 minutes, you're only going to play 24, maybe 25 the last 10 games of the season. And that is the only reason why they will not win 70 games.
See, I don't think so, Kurt. I don't think so because I feel like whoever's the number 2 seed in the West is still going to be nipping on their heels enough to where they're going to want that number 1 seed to keep winning.
No, I don't think who would be that team? Okay, well, give me that. Who's that number 2 seed that's going to be able to keep up with
the Denver Nuggets?
Denver.
Yes,
Denver.
Okay, we'll see about that because I believe something different about Denver than y'all do. But I feel like if they wanted to, these guys could win 75 games if they felt like it. If they really wanted to, with bro, these motherfuckers can go 11 deep if they felt like it.
Yep.
11.
Yep.
We have seen these niggas go 11 deep in playoff games.
Yep. They don't shorten no rotation.
Yo, what did Greg Popovich say? Remember that nigga Devin Brown was mad because he didn't play? He said, look, everybody don't play in the playoffs.
Yep.
Greg Popovich is regarded as arguably the greatest coach of all time. And even he cut his rotation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe we might go, we go 11 deep in the regular season. We're going 9 deep in the playoffs. We're going 8 deep in the playoffs. We're playing Steve Kerr and them when we need them to. These niggas will go legitimately 11 deep in a playoff game. If they wanted to, they could win 75. But I feel like once they, I feel like they're gonna clinch. They probably clinch first home field with like 12 games left, 11 games left.
See, I do not believe that, but we'll see.
I believe they will clinch. I believe they will be so far ahead in the driver's seat at number 1 seed that the last 8 to 10 games of the season, it's not going to matter if they lose or not, right? So it's like, let's just rest Chet. You've been injury prone. Let's rest Chet. Let's rest J-Dub. Let's rest Shea.
But to me, if they that far ahead, then at that point, they're going to have to start looking at that 73. Like to be what you saying, where they so far ahead, that number they would be where they're so far ahead, they would have to be looking over and be like, yo.
Yeah, but what's more important to you as a coach? What's more important?
This team cares about this shit. That's the thing. This team cares about shit like that. I'm telling you, if they get close, they're gonna go for it. If they get close, if they don't,
what you saying, if it's what you saying to where they're so far ahead, then that number has to be.
They would have to go for it. Yeah,
where
it's like, yo, I could go for the 73. It would have to
be. Yeah,
so if they would have 66. If they're 66-6, some goofy shit like that. You don't think they're gonna go for? They're gonna go for the record
with 10 games left. Yeah, they're going for it with 10 games left.
Now with this now that's still a lot to ask for with this conference in this league. This league is actually very talented compared to 2016 and 97, 96 when the Bulls won. The Bulls won 70 games in 96 in a league with 2 expansion teams. I mean, I'm just saying. This is a way more talented league than it was in 2016.
Yes, I agree.
So
absolutely agree.
That's a lot to ask for, but this team, if any team could do it, it's this one because they're so fucking deep. They're so deep, so athletic, so young, so hungry. They could do it, but it is asking a lot with this league. This league is the most talented league we've had probably in 20 years in terms of talent up and down the league.
You remember how good Golden State was a couple years back, where it was like damn, I hope Cleveland do it. Like, damn, I hope Houston do it. Because they were so fucking talented that you was actually rooting for James Harden. You was actually rooting for LeBron. That is OKC. They are so fucking talented that I am hoping that somebody beats them. You understand? They that good. I believe I think we are taking the over with this, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I believe I'm what you saying. I believe they can win. I believe I can't say they will because we never know. Like we say, injury happened. Like something could happen. Like something could happen to Shea and they'll still win 50 games, bro. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But I just seeing them how they are and how deep they are and how well they are coached. They are coached like them boys know their roles. I feel like they can win 70 this year. So I'm definitely taking the over. Yo, this might be the most talented team I've ever seen in my entire life watching basketball.
All right. Let's keep moving, man. The next one is going to be the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns at 30 and a half.
Under.
Under. We just spend under. This is a
You ain't
fucking
gonna spend
horrible
no
team.
time on this, Reg. You know you going under. If you going under,
This is a
Reg,
horrible.
if you going under, Reggie,
You know, 30 and a half, man. That number, that number is very low.
you gotta give us some reason. You gotta give us some logic behind that shit, Reg.
I still believe in Jalen Green. I know everybody's kicked that man to the curb. I still believe in Jalen Green. I still think he's going to be a good player.
I do too.
I think that there's going to be a Devin Booker season where you kind of look over at the numbers and saying, yo, Devin Booker is leading the league in scoring right now, or Devin Booker is number 2 in scoring right now, man. Like, what's going on over there in Phoenix, man? You know, they got some dogs over there too. Some dogs that's going to compete every night. You know, Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen, like them two on the floor together. Like you talking about dogs. You talk about mucking the game up, man. And you know what I'm saying? They got some guys, and I love the pick when they drafted Mollywock from Duke. I like him, man. Now
I do like the big man. I do like him.
I like him a lot, man.
I do
so,
too.
I mean, hey, man, 30 is a low number, man. And I'm not saying it's going to be way over, but I'm taking a slight over, man. 30 and a half. This team is better than the Pelicans. This is a better team than the Pelicans.
With the second pick
in
the 2026 draft.
No, because they don't have no reason to tank because their pick is intertwined in some complicated situation where they will swap with the Wizards or some stuff. So they're gonna be looking at
so they're gonna swap the 4th pick for the 3rd pick.
Yeah, they might.
With the Wizards, right? That means they swap from the 3rd pick for the 4th pick.
It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter because Washington's gonna be fucking horrible too. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I'm saying they have no incentive to tank, is what I'm saying. Because the Wizards are gonna be bad.
No, you're right. So, they don't. They're not gonna need to, but they're gonna still be fucking horrible. So I'm
gonna take the slide.
Awful
over.
team, man. The awful team.
With Devin the Booker, 3rd pick in the 2026 draft.
Man, please. Jalen Green and Devin Booker sharing the backcourt is going to be comical. But
yo, I ain't gonna lie. You taking the over for them is worse than me taking the under for Denver, yo. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, yo.
No, it's not. All right, let's keep moving, fellas. Portland Trailblazers, we're at 35 and a half.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. 35. Damian Lillard hurt the whole year. And y'all bringing back that same sorry-ass team. Unless, listen, now there is a possibility that Shaedon Sharp can get better. There is a possibility that my man Scoot could get better. They got Klingon. I ain't gonna lie, now that I think about it, this is a funny team to talk about because, like, if all them niggas get better, they could be a playoff. They could be a play-in team. This is funny. This is scary. This is scary. If Shaedon Sharp and Scoot got better and they can be the players that we think they can be, like, and they have all the room to do it. There is nothing stopping Scoot from shooting the ball 20 times. There is nothing stopping Shaedon from shooting the ball 20 times in Portland. Damian Lillard is hurt. Chauncey Billups is your coach.
Yep.
He wants you to shoot the motherfucker. Okay. This is scary. I'm gonna say under only because of where they are. But if Shadon can be that player and Scoot Henderson could be those players, they could fight for a play-in. With Big Klingen down bottom,
Yeah.
you know, like they got pieces. They just got to get better, bro. They just got to get better. You put Damian Lillard, a healthy Damian Lillard on this team, I would say over. But being that I know he's not playing this year, basically,
Yeah.
I'm scared to say under. Because if they get better and they all improve, they could be a 40-win team. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm gonna go with the under.
Stan?
Over. They did good. I think that they last year they finished really good last year.
Mm-hmm. They did.
The second half of the year last year, they were one of the better defensive teams in the league. The
Mm-hmm.
defensive rating was amongst the top five in the league. They're good. This is a decent team. Again, in this conference, you're asking a lot for them to compete, but I think they can get to 37 wins. 37 wins is where they can get there. They're not going to be a pushover again. It's 10. I mean, Shaden Sharp taking a leap is going to be, if he takes a leap, if Scoot Henderson takes a leap, they do got Drew Holiday on this team as a veteran, as an adult grown man in the locker room, which is what every young team needs. Is a
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
and with Dame not going to be there, I still look at their team. It's still a weird team, and the money that they're paying Dame and Jeremiah and Grant, and Drew Holiday. That's a lot of money for those three guys, and you ain't going nowhere. Those three guys at this stage in their careers. It's a weird team in that regard, but it's still a competitive. They'll be a competitive team night in and night out. I'll put it that
They
way.
will.
I agree with
Agreed.
that.
If you
Agreed.
gotta play in Portland, if you gotta play a road game in Portland on a back-to-back, they're gonna be a bitch to play.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a bitch to play.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the slight over because I just think 37 wins is very attainable for them.
Okay.
Okay.
But you gotta understand though, when you said that they was beasting the second half of the season, they don't have Anthony Simons no more though. Anthony Simons
Anthony
was
Simons. Anthony
crazy.
Simons is a good player. Is a good stats, bad team guy.
We'll see about that
Not a
this year.
winning player.
Yeah, we'll
You'll
Well,
see
see
he's
about
in
about that in
Boston
Boston.
now. We'll see what he do in Boston.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he was
Can't wait to talk about Boston tomorrow.
Anthony
What I can
Simons,
say about Boston.
he was Anthony Simons, he was one of those guys, like Jaden, like Jay McDaniels in Minnesota. He was one of those guys that was this close to being that nigga. So, and then the second half of the season, I ain't gonna lie. If Anthony Simons played the first half of the season the way he played the second half of the season, they might not have traded him, bro. They might not have traded him. They might have said, this is a guy that we could hold on to for the future. Anthony Simons had a big second half last year. He's no longer there. And Drew Holiday, as great as a veteran as he is, and he's going to give you stuff and leadership that you can't teach this stuff. He's a true leader. However, he's not going to go fill it up like Anthony Simons was last year. So this is a scary team to give the over under on, baby. It really is.
Yeah, I'm going with the under on this one. I'm gonna take the under, but I do think this team is gonna be a defensive juggernaut. Like they are gonna be a team that just mucks up every single game they play. I think this team will lead the league in moral victories. They're gonna lead the league in moral victories. They're gonna have. I think night in and night out, you're gonna be on your league pass watching the games, and you're gonna look on your scoreboard and say, "Wait a second, the Blazers is playing the Nuggets right now, and they up by 5 with 3 minutes to go. Let me see what's going on over there." And then they're going to end up losing the game anyway. But you still going to walk away from the game like, yo, they coming. They going to lead the league in moral victories. But for the under, I'm going to take the under, though. I think 35. I think they're going to be under that. I think they'll be under that.
Hey, Reg, you know who they're going to remind me of? Sacramento, like 3-4 years back, where they was losing games, but they were in it with De'Aaron Fox. Remember we talked about how good Sacramento could have been if they'd kept that team together. And like, I think they're going to be that team that says, look, all they need is a great veteran and to get better. I think that's what I think Portland is in a pretty good place right now. I don't think they're going to be a winning team, but they have the pieces for the future. 2 or 3 years from now, they could be at the top of the West.
What's interesting, you bring up the Sacramento Kings. They're next up on the list. The Sacramento Kings at 34.5.
Man, they're going to win 15 games this year. Fuck out of here.
All right, so are you on the under, Kurt?
I'm going super under. I see with the first pick, bro, Zach LaVine, I watched him play last year, yo. You know how they say till the wheels fall off? That man is on 4 donuts right now, bro. DeMar DeRozan is going to give you 20. He's going to give you 18 to 20. You don't know what's a bonus you're going to get every night. And outside of those 3, who the fuck is there?
They got some other guys.
Russell Westbrook.
You know what? You know what? What was their over under?
34.5. 34.5.
When you add Russell West, see, people be sleeping on Russ, yo. He's still a good player. Damn, they're gonna be when you add Russ, I said 15 games was what they're gonna win. But when you add Russ will give you about 10 to 12 games, bro, because he's gonna fight hard and he's gonna play hard. Yeah, for a team like when you got veterans, he got veterans. I think you know what? I'ma still go under. 35 is the thing, but I think they're gonna win like 31.
Okay.
30 to 31 because of Russ with DeMar DeRozan. DeMar is still going to give you 18 to 20 regardless, okay? But if Russ is still that engine, they're going to win about 30, 31 games, but it's still under. Without Russ, 15 games.
Stan?
This nigga talking like Russell Westbrook is the same. This is the 2016 Russell Westbrook. There's a reason why he was just signed. He's been available all summer. There's a reason why he was just signed by Sacramento. This team is fucking horrible. And the thing about this team is it makes no sense on the court. I hate this fucking team. There's nothing about them that makes any sense. DeRozan won't be on the team by the All-Star break. He'll be traded because he's still a solid player that will help a contender. And I think he's counting on that. Keegan Murray, probably one of the better players. He's hurt. Who knows when he'll be back. Sabonis has a massive contract for a guy that just isn't as good as the contract states. And he's a good rebounder, a good defender. Basis. He's just not that guy. Levine is the Hall of Fame good stats, bad team guy. He's a Hall of Famer in that regards. He puts up great numbers, but he's always on shitty teams and doesn't lead to winning. He's not a winning player. They do have Schroeder on his team, who seems like he just winds up on NBA teams every year and does contribute to these teams. But you're talking about Russell Westbrook, like this is the 2016 Westbrook. It's not. He's not that guy. That's why he was available. His team is horrible. It makes no sense. And then they tried to trade Malik Monk in the offseason. This team is
he's their best overall scorer is Malik Monk.
This team makes no fucking sense. I hate this team so much. And the thing about where they were 2 years ago, when they won 50 games, made the playoffs, had Mike Brown as a coach, this team had De'Aaron Fox on it. This team had Tyrese Halliburton on it. And now you look at them and it's just a mess. It's a mess of a roster with a bunch of guys that don't make sense on the team. Yeah, I'm taking that under. They might. If they win 30 games this year, I'd be surprised. This is not a good team.
Hey, Stan, can I ask you a question? I understand what you're saying about Russell Westbrook, but just hear me out for a second. You don't think Russell Westbrook can be 14-7-7?
On this team, sure. That's not going to lead to winning. I mean, I'm sure he can put up. I'm sure he can still put up. He can still put up decent numbers because he was doing it last year. You know where he was. He's still. I know some people were saying Houston should have went. I'm sure Durant had probably put that bug out. I was like, dude, no. Westbrook at this stage of his career is what he is. He is what he is. And again, you start talking about the defensive side of the ball. No. He'll put up pretty good numbers with Sacramento because they're not going to be winning, and he'll put up pretty good numbers. But that's about it. This team makes no sense on the court. Just
It really don't make no sense. It really doesn't, dog.
I know I gotta pick a over under on this, man, but like, who cares? Honestly, like who cares? Like, you think about where this team was a couple years ago, man, and where it is now. Like, y'all really traded in that young, exciting team, and y'all really just traded that for the Chicago Bulls, basically with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Like, y'all really did that, but.
They even went out and got Dennis Schroeder too.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder. Like, y'all really just did that? Like who cares? Like, I mean, if you look at it on paper, I mean, they got guys that can score. Zach LaVine can score. DeMar DeRozan can score. Sabonis can score.
Everybody in the league, I gotta score, bro.
Yeah, but everybody can score, Reggie. There's not too many niggas you can name that can't score on the starting lineup.
Yeah, I can name some, but I mean, Dennis Schroeder, like you said, finds himself on Ross. He's a solid player. I mean, and obviously Keegan Murray's injury definitely sucks. That's definitely a big blow.
Who did they draft? I don't be knowing nothing about Sacramento.
I don't even know who they drafted, man. I forgot.
Shame, like I don't know nothing about.
Yeah, because who cares, dog? Like who cares?
Like Dario Saric is on his team. Dario Saric is on this team. He didn't play a lick in Denver last year. A lick when they needed big guys to play to come in there and relieve Jokic. He didn't play. And he's going to play minutes for this team this year.
Yeah,
he's going to have to play because they don't have a center.
Yeah, look, man,
they don't have a center. He's going to have to play.
Look, they own their first round pick, and I think this thing might get off to a real rough start, and I think they might start taking calls. So I mean,
with the first pick,
I'm going under. I'm going under. But the thing is, I do see a world where this team goes over because I mean they got Chicago Bulls players, and what the Chicago Bulls do? Win about 36 games, right? And that what they got the blueprint and the bloodline of a 37-win team. So why couldn't they possibly do that? You know what I'm saying? So
watch this, Reggie. And I'm gonna ask Stan this question. We both agree that Russell Westbrook is over the hump. He's probably a year away from being retired. But Stan, let me ask you a question. As old and decrepit as Russell Westbrook is, does he improve the Sacramento Kings?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that's their best. That's their best pickup, Reggie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I don't care, but I'll take this slight under. But I honestly could care less.
Yeah, I could care less too. Yeah.
Let's keep moving. San Antonio Spurs.
There we go.
43 and a half. Kurt.
Bro, I think the San Antonio Spurs, hit me out before y'all get mad, because I know y'all about to kill me. Y'all about to crush me. But I think the San Antonio Spurs will win 55 games and be the 4th or 3rd seed in the West.
We'll clip that.
Okay?
I'm clipping that.
I believe the San Antonio Spurs will get home court advantage in the first round. And listen, they got the back-to-back rookies of the year, right? Okay, Wemby, I guess because if you watch Wemby rookie year, it was like they didn't know he was out there. Last year it was like, okay, we got Wemby, let's use him, and they still wasn't that successful. I've seen Wemby come in, body niggas, and then dunk on them in the preseason.
Yeah.
If he is going to be able to body up with niggas, there's nothing from stopping him from scoring 35 a game, 40 if he felt like it. Okay? Stephon Castle, rookie of the year. I think Kel Johnson gets better. This team, I think the San Antonio Spurs will be the first team to have back-to-back rookie of the year. Dylan Harper is my choice for Rookie of the Year.
I
The
agree with that.
young man got it. He got it. And then you're going to give him Wemby with Stephon Castle right here. You got Jeremy Sohan. I feel like the Spurs will win 50-plus wins this year. With Wemby, with Stephon Castle, with Kel Johnson, they got a new coach who's going to throw that Greg Popovich shit out the window and play more of a new school game. The problem with the Spurs was that they didn't run. They didn't run. They slowed it down with Tyus Jones and all. They kept slowing that shit down, playing that Popovich ball. You got a new coach who does like the ball movement, who does recognize he has Wemby, and I believe this coach will install a new school form of basketball. Okay. With that being said, with Wemby having an MVP caliber year, I think Dylan Harper wins Rookie of the Year. I believe. I don't know if Stephon Castle will make an All-Star game, but I believe he will ascend to All-Star caliber. You remember how Mike Conley was All-Star caliber for years in Memphis, but he had to play behind Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul and all them niggas? I believe that will be Stephon Castle, a guy who deserves to be an All-Star, but Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is in front of him. So with that being said, I believe the Spurs will win 50 to 51 games this year. So I'm going with the over. I think they will be a top 4 team in the West. Top 5, yeah, well, in order to get home court advantage, they got to be top 4, right? In the West. Yeah, they will be top 4 in the Western Conference this year. Wemby might be MVP.
Stan, what you think of that?
I'm taking it over. I'm taking it over. That's a lot too. Their over is a lot. That's a fully rock hard lock right there. That team is good. And to be honest with you, Kurt's not off the. He's not crazy for saying they can win 50 games. If there was a team that, because we always have a team that kind of comes out of nowhere, like, holy shit, they got like 48 wins or they got 50 wins. San Antonio could be
Right.
that team this year. 55 wins is a little off, and I'm not going to go that far. But this team could be really fucking good. Like 45 to 50 wins is not out of the questions. This is a good team. And the biggest thing for San Antonio is they got stuff to trade.
Yep.
If they wanted to get to a $40 million roster slot, they could do it easily. They could trade. They got shit to trade.
They can go get Giannis.
It's possible.
It is. That's
It's
possible.
Because they got shit to trade. They again the Giannis stuff, and we'll talk about the Giannis stuff tomorrow, I'm sure. But what the Knicks are offering, that's not going to be enticing to them. San Antonio can offer picks. They can put, Kellen Johnson, Castle. They could put some guys together to make deals. They've got stuff to trade. That's the most important thing. They got stuff to trade. But what the roster is as it is, they're really good. It's a really good team. They've got some shooting out there around Wemby. They got some guys that can come off the bench. They got Cornette and Olynyk, I don't know what nickname you can give them guys, but the two best white guys in the NBA in terms of off the
Kelly
bench.
Olynyk
And Cornette.
Yeah, Cornette.
Those guys come off the bench. Again, veteran guys who know how to play, who know what to do.
Brandon. They got Branham,
Yeah.
Brandon, whatever you say his name is, Brandon.
It's a good team. Dylan Harper might be a couple of the steal in the draft, might be the best player in the draft this year. It might be him. Like, I know that Flag is getting all the attention, but Dylan Harper could push that. Could definitely push him as far as Rookie of the Year goes. And you putting him on, I think he's ready to play right now. I think you just get guys, no matter what their age is, guys just come in the league that can play right away. He's a guy that can play right now in the NBA. And Wembanyama might be the best player in the league in 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years, he's going to be the guy in the league. And he's getting better. And he's put on some weight, so now he's not a stick out there. He's put on a little bit of weight when I saw him. He's going to have a monster season. A monster season. And there's a bunch of player parlays on him on FanDuel that's enticing to do. He's going to be the guy in this league for a couple years. But Spurs are good. I'm taking the over. That's a lock too. I'm definitely taking the over.
I'm gonna take the over as well. The one thing I am wondering though is for them to do what you're talking about, Kurt, and for him to be in the MVP race like you're talking about, Kurt. The question that I have is, are the Spurs actually ready for that? Because I do think that they are taking things slow with Wembanyama simply because we never seen nothing like this before. You know what I'm saying? We never seen nothing like this before. So when you got something you never seen before, you want to take it slow. So you think Wembanyama is going to play 70 games?
Let's keep it real, Reggie. They took it slow with Tim Duncan. It just so happens that he had a championship team behind him. The only thing they asked Tim Duncan to do when he won his first 2 championships, the only thing they asked him to do was what he did in college. He became that big fundamental like 5 years in. But the first thing when he first came in the league, the only thing he was doing was posting up and shooting mid-range jumpers and defending. So that's the Spurs way. They took it slow with Tony Parker. They took it slow with Ginobili. You know, they didn't force Tony Parker to be the man coming in. They didn't force Ginobili to be the man coming in. It took 2 or 3 years for Tony Parker to be there. It took 2 or 3 years for Ginobili to be there. It took 2 or 3 years for Tim Duncan to be the nigga to say, all right, David, you can sit down because I got this shit now. So, I think they're doing that same thing with Wemby. Like, Wemby, we know what you can be, but we're not going to force you to be that. And that, bro, I'm going to just be honest. This is the most talented all them championship teams that they won. This is the most talented San Antonio Spurs team I've ever seen in my life. When you think about Jeremy Sohan, when you think about
you're going too far, man.
No, how is it not? Bro, think about
this. This team
this.
won 5 titles with Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, man. Come on now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you saying Ginobili, okay, you saying Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan. But outside of that, they were a bunch of role-playing ass niggas. Okay, you take the San Antonio Spurs 3 best players. Right now, their 3 best players is Wemby, Castle, and Cal Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. Then you look at Jeremy Sohan and you can see a potential Draymond Green. Yep. You look at Dylan Harper and you see a rookie of the year. And outside of their 3 best players, they still got crazy talent. Now, obviously, Ginobili and Parker, what they did. When I look at Duncan and Wemby, I see Wemby as being more talented than Duncan. Okay? Talented, not better, not greater, but talent and potential. Okay? Yeah. They have to have a Ginobili and a Tony Parker to step up, which I believe will be Dylan Harper and Castle. But outside of those 3 players, Dylan Harper, Castle, and Wemby, there is all-star caliber around them. It's never been all-star caliber around San Antonio. I give you Steven Jackson that 1 year. But outside of Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, there has never been all-star talent around them 3. There is all-star talent everywhere in San Antonio.
Wait, hold on, Kurt. Because you can't compare that to like the Spurs back in the day because, yes, Tim Duncan got drafted to the Spurs only because David Robinson got hurt.
That's true.
So that's the only reason why he's on that
absolutely
team.
Fair. That's absolutely fair.
You know,
they was a 62-win team, and then David Robinson got hurt. That's absolutely fair.
That's not this situation. Like for them to be what you're saying, that means Wembanyama is about to turn into the superstar next year. Like he's going to become a top 3 player next year, right now.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying.
I believe he's going to be MVP, right? I believe he's going to be top 2 or 3 MVP.
And he has the talent to do it. But my question is, are the Spurs ready for that to happen yet? When you watched him his rookie season, you could see the kid gloves. I mean, they had the kid gloves all the way on.
Yes, sir.
Year 2, They gave him a little bit more. He was doing more, but it's still same thing. And so my question is, do you think that he's going to come from that and then now let's go all the way in? I don't believe so.
Well, Reggie, for every rookie, year 3 is the determining factor.
You think he's playing 70 plus games this year?
I think he's going to play 70 plus. He's going to play 30 to 32 minutes. He's going to average something like 28 points, 13 rebounds, about 4 or 5 assists, and about 2 or 3 blocks a game.
I think he's going to do all of that, just not next year. I think everything you just said. I think he's going to do all of that, but not next year, not this year. I think the following year, maybe.
You think they're a year away? Is what you saying?
I do. I still think it's a year where I still think they're still trying to just play this thing out. Let's see what we have. We don't want this guy playing that many minutes yet. We don't know what this is yet. Like, because you just said that you look at his body this year, he's put on some more weight.
Put on that weight, yeah.
So that's even more reason to say, okay, now let's take it easy. We never seen nothing like this. A man with this size that can move like he can move. And I don't even want to say it because I don't want to put that energy in the world. But you know where I'm getting at. We want to play this thing cool, and let's see where it is. Give him a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
I think if you don't, I feel like if you don't let him, like, well, how they say, balls to the wall. If you don't let him go out there and just put it all out there on the line every night, then you've wasted the last 2 years of his career. The reason that you're letting him go in year 3, the reason you let him go in year 3 is because you had the training wheels on year 1 and 2. Year 3 is the year for all. Listen, year 3 is the most important year for majority of professional athletes, period. You get your rookie year to show us what you got. Then you get your sophomore year. Sometimes you slump. But the 3rd year is the year that you're supposed to show us what we're going to have in our franchise moving forward. And this is the year for Wembanyama to actually get that permission to actually say, fuck that, give me the ball. Fuck all you niggas, I need the ball. Now is the time to do it. Because you need to know if Wemby can stand up and lead you now because you have the pieces around him to trade. If we don't have a shooter, we have pieces to go get a shooter. If we don't have a playmaker, we got pieces to go get a playmaker. If we need a secondary big man, we got pieces to go get secondary. So you actually need Wemby to max out this year.
No, you don't. No,
you do,
don't.
bro. Because you got too much talent around him for him not to.
Just because you take the training wheels off, don't mean he's got to go down hills and do backflips and stuff. Like, you can take the training wheels off, but still say, let's ride this thing steady. That's what I'm saying, bro. For him to do what you saying, that means they letting it all go. I don't think they're going to do that this year. And I mean, you said he has a lot of talent around him. He absolutely does, but they babies, bro. They babies. We ain't like he got a San Antonio Spurs situation. They babies, bro. Like,
them niggas was vets when he went to San Antonio.
He's a rookie. Dylan Harper's gonna be a rookie. Yeah. So the idea that you gonna say a rookie is gonna get enough time to where he's rookie of the year and they gonna win 50 games? Nah, bro. Those two things don't even add up. That don't even add up.
No, but it does though. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because outside of Dylan Harper, all them niggas had time. Jeremy Sohan, 3-4 years. Cal Johnson, 3-4 years. Wemby, you're in your 3rd year. Stephon Castle, all we asking you to do is improve upon your rookie of the year season.
What do you say?
I think they're gonna be, like I said, I think that they look at, I think Wemby, I think it comes down to, I still gotta see it with Wemby at this point. He still hasn't done it, played 70 games for a season.
That's true.
I think he can do, but the thing is that's gonna be the thing. That's why I think they're gonna. I'm high on San Antonio, but to go where you're saying like 50 wins, that's a lot to ask for this team. Not to say they can't do it, mind you, but it's a lot to ask for with this team of guys who haven't done it yet, and that's the biggest thing. They haven't done it yet. As I to say they can't do it, but they haven't done it yet. I think I am high on Wembanyama. I'm not. I think that's an understatement of the year. Everybody is. His talent is generational. I don't think that's a stretch to say that. But we haven't seen it yet. I'm just saying, let's see it first. For them to take the jump that you're saying they're going to take, which was what I think, 35 wins last year, 36, something like that, to jump from that to 50 plus, not impossible. The Pistons had a huge jump last year, but it's not impossible. But it's
Look at
just like we have to
OKC 2
see it.
years ago. They wasn't in the playoffs, and then they jumped to a number 1 seed with a bunch of young talent that wasn't proven.
Yes, it's not an impossible thing. It's not a goofy thing. It's not some crazy shit that you're saying. It's just saying that I think what Reggie's saying is we got to see it first.
We got to
see Wemby play 70 games, play through a season. Again, he hasn't done it yet. Last year he had the blood clot thing. The year before they kind of stayed. He played a number of games. It's just you're looking for consistency and looking for can you do it? Because we haven't seen it yet. And that's not to say that he can't do it. It's not to say that we're talking. But again, you're looking at he played 71 games in his rookie year. He played 46 last year. So his rookie year, yeah, he played. So we're looking at can you do it this year? Can you do it? Can you be a 70 game playing guy and put up the numbers you think you can put up? I think he's capable of putting up 25, 12, 5 assists, 4 blocks a game. That's a realistic. That's a bet you can base too with FanDuel. But he can do that. I think he can do that.
All right.
I definitely think he can do it. So like I said, I think they can be really good this year. 50 wins is ambitious, but not impossible.
All right, let's keep moving.
I think they're going to take that. I think they're going to take that OKC jump from.
We'll see. It's possible.
Bottom team 1 year, and then the next year they're one of the top 4 teams in the West. OKC went to number 1 seed in 1 year. They didn't do no 8th seed. They didn't do no 6th seed. They went from not making the playoffs to the number 1 seed, and then the next year they won a championship. So I think that is the trajectory for the Spurs. Not the number 1 seed, I'm sorry, but top 4.
All right, we gotta keep moving, fellas. Look, that was a heated one, so now we're gonna cool things
them
up.
Spurs, boy.
Yeah, that was a heated one, so we're gonna cool things off with the Utah Jazz. This is the last team we're gonna do. The win, the line is set at 19.5. They could have set this line at 15, and I still would have took the under.
Took the under.
I still would have took the under. Keontae George, I do like him. I'm interested to see how he looks this year. I'm a fan of his. Obviously, I like Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen, obviously. So
they still got Colin Sexton?
No, he went to the Knicks, right? Is that where he went?
Oh,
the Colin
did he go
Sexton
to the Knicks?
No,
Okay.
Sexton's I think in Charlotte. I think
Charlotte. Okay.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing about the Jazz. Obviously, they're a bad team. They want to be bad. They will be bad. So,
how many games you think they're going to win, Reg? How many?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're gonna lose as many games as they want to, because if there's any team that actually thinks that they can out tank them, they're gonna say, you know what, you think you can out tank us? Well, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna trade Lauri Markkanen, and then we're gonna trade who else they got?
That's it.
No, Walker Kessler.
Oh my goodness, he ain't dead yet, Reggie. He's a rebounder and shot blocker. That's it.
No. If somebody comes out there and tries to out tank them, like if the Wizards think they're gonna lose more games than us, well, guess what? Markkanen, you out the door. Walker Kessler, you out the door. They got the power move they can do right there. So anybody that think they're gonna out tank the Jazz gonna hit that power move on you with the trade deadline.
And they could get a first round pick for Lauri.
Yep. So I'm taking the under. They could have set this under as low as they wanted to, and I still would have took the under. So under for me. What do y'all say?
Yeah, that's a strong under. Strong
Yeah, it's a
under. This
strong
is
under.
a terrible team. And like I said, Marketing and Kessler will be traded by the All Star break.
Yep.
Um, I'm interested to see what Ace Bailey does for them.
He should be good. He'll be
This
good.
is this was a guy that fell in the draft for reasons I don't really know. But
I know why.
he didn't want to go there. Like
He
again,
didn't
he
work out
didn't
for
exactly.
nobody. He
Yeah,
didn't
he
Yeah,
didn't
work
work out
out
for
for
nobody.
nobody. He didn't
right.
interview with nobody.
He didn't want to go to these teams. Like, bro,
I'm
this is
about to
what
hire
happens
you and
when
I ain't
you.
never talked to you before.
Yeah, this is what happens when you go into a draft. You're going to get drafted by a shit team. That's how it works. But I think if they let him just go off, he could be interesting. So I'm anxious. That might be the only reason to turn the Jazz on League Pass this year would be to see what Ace Bailey does. Uh, that's about it. This is a shitty roster. They got Nurkic on their fucking roster. He's gonna probably play minutes for them as a backup center. It's a bad roster. They want it, like you said. They are bad. Kevin Love is on this team.
That's the crazy shit. I was just looking at that. How did Kevin Love get on this team?
Hey yo, they just signing anybody. Stan, you might can go play for the Jazz right now, bro.
I do want to see Walker Clayton. I want to see how Walker Clayton goes. I feel bad for Walker Clayton, man, because like when during the mock drafts, like everybody had him going like late in the draft, so it was like he might go to Miami, he might go to Orlando. He gonna be just what these teams need. This guy ended up with the Jazz, man. Like that's rough, man. That's tough.
Well, again,
Well,
it's
you know
not
he
too
gonna get his
bad
minutes.
because he's gonna get to
He
play.
gonna
He's
get his
gonna get to
minutes.
play. He's gonna get
Yep.
to play. That's the thing. He'll get to play. Once they start trading off guys to start looking good, dude, he'll play. If George starts showing, hey man, Keontae George is available. What do you think?
No,
What you
you're not
guys
gonna
think?
trade him. You're not gonna trade.
No, I
You're
don't
gonna
think.
keep
I
him.
don't think they.
You're gonna
Yeah,
keep
I
him.
think
But
they
I don't
just.
Walker
think they're gonna
Clayton,
Yeah,
trade him.
Walker
They
been
got
a
Chris
few.
this.
Williams too. Chris Williams is okay. Chris
Yeah.
Williams is a solid player.
Yep. So
There's,
yeah,
there's there's guys here, but at the end of the day, they don't want to win. They're not going to win. They're in the Western Conference. Yeah, but they got guys that are. Let's say Ace Bailey's a guy that you're going to want to watch on League Pass. Marketing and Kessler will be gone by All Star break. They'll be on other teams, and they'll be able to. And they're just going to keep stacking picks, stacking assets. I feel bad for Will Hardy, but he signed another extension there. So Will Hardy's a good coach. At some
Yeah,
point, they're
he
going to
is.
go to him and
Very
say,
good
"All right,
coach.
all right." Yeah, they're gonna go. I'm sure they're gonna. I'm sure they've gone to him and say, "Look, man, just give us one more year. You give me one more year. We're gonna be fucking horrible this year, but the next year we're gonna have all these picks, all these assets." And it's like, well, great. Who the fuck wants to go play in Utah? But
Shit, but when that money come, them niggas talking, look, they gonna have money, picks, and assets to trade. When
yeah,
that money start coming, that make a nigga change. I don't give a fuck where you at. You paying me 250 million, I'm coming. They
and like I
gonna
said,
have it, man.
if Ace Bailey is what he might be, they might have a star in their team and to make it. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, but they ain't close to seeing the light yet. There's still darkness, and it's gonna be a dark season for them this year. So that under could have been, like you said, that under could have been set at 14 and a half. I'd taken it.
but you know
That could
what?
be bad.
Let's leave it at this. If you're a Utah Jazz fan, my advice to you is to just stop looking at the scoreboard. See, as an Orlando Magic fan, I went through this, bro. Forget the scoreboard. You know what? The NBA League Pass should allow you to do like a view where you can take the scoreboard off the screen and then put like the box scores up. So put like the box scores for something. Put Walker Clayton's box score. Put Ace Bailey's box score right there and turn the scoreboard off and then watch the game like that. If they could,
Turn the scoreboard off.
yeah, I wish they let you do that.
You can't do that, man. You can't do
So
that,
for my
man.
Oh,
Utah Jazz fans, bro,
hey,
don't even look at the
yo.
scoreboard, bro.
I can't,
Just watch the game, enjoy the game, just watch the players. Forget about the scoreboard. Watch the players and say, yo, in a couple
Yeah.
years, he gonna be a good one. That's my advice to you. I've been through it. So that's what I would say.
Hey, Reggie, speaking of Orlando, there's a correlation. It just on my mind real quick. There's a correlation to San Antonio with Orlando. Like you get the young talent and you let the young guy go. They let Paolo Banchero go, and now they might be with Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton being hurt. The Orlando Magic might be a top 3 team in the East.
Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah,
All right, let's
yeah.
leave it there. Let's leave it there.
Yep.
Good stuff, fellas. Till next time.
All right, man. That was fun.
Peace.
Later.